audio, have we?
Sit down here, all spaced out of our heads.
I bet you did.
Yeah.
I bet you did,
all
Mark.
the burst rats turned us
All right,
down.
Mick.
Yeah, that's how we found this place, man.
Plenty of police round the corner and down the road, mate. I've got the what's it called? The fellas. The ladies down there flying their flags. Look, there's loads of this. Shouting. Mean Greece.
Fight like a real man, you little pussy. Look, what Ukraine flag. Fight like a real man, you fucking coward. Look at you fucking coward. You ain't on camera, you fucking coward. Look at you. Fuck off to Ukraine and fight like a real man, you little bitch. Keyboard warrior. Keyboard warrior. You insult people's mum to see him face to face. That's fuck all. Fuck off to Ukraine and be a real man, you fucking bitch. That's all he's getting from me. Fucking coward. Can't answer, man. You pussy. Know your place. No, it's a chapter, man. I'm with you.
Alright. Sit down.
Fucking cunt. King troll, you little bitch.
Who's talking? This is ladies. This is ladies talking.
Nice.
Yeah, this is what I mean. The Troons are fucking well outnumbered today. Where's the Troons at? Where's the Troons at? I don't think the Chinese care. Look at all this. The old Bill care. The old Bill care.
Your position's not there.
Shit, innit? Let me come for the smoke, didn't we? Absolutely no chance of hearing what she's saying. We'll have to watch it later on Steve's channel. Oh no, you can watch it now live on Street Mic. Where's the quiz then? Yeah, but she ain't here this week, so it's not going to boot off. You know what I mean? So what good is that having loads of you about? Oh, this is well on the piss, mate.
I just done this video.
My name's Nina, and I'm from the Highlands in Scotland. Yay! I live in North Yorkshire, and I've travelled here for the first time as a member of Leeds Resistance. Yay! Can't say I'm up for able to get here whenever you are, because I'll be able to get here again on my own. I want to talk today about what I want from our government. I want them to repeal the GRA. Yay! It's my general understanding that it was created at a time when homophobic laws prevented same-sex marriage. Yes. And when sexist laws made men work longer to retire before women. These outdated laws are not in effect anymore. No one needs a certificate with a lie on it to live their life the same as everybody else. Yes. Marry who you want, same as everyone else. Dress how you want, same as everyone else. Have whatever surgery you're deemed mentally capable of having, same as everyone else. Use certain facilities and services according to your sex. Yes. As everyone else. Yes. Keep your perverted, depraved kinks to your fucking self. Yes. 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 It's a privacy of your own bedroom, son of a boy.
They think that he's bisexual.
We don't want men and women's prison. No! We don't want men and women's refuges. No! We don't want men and female changing rooms. No! We don't want men and female hospital wards. No! We don't want men giving our disabled children or our elderly mothers intimate care when they're vulnerable. No! No! We don't want men trying to silence us when we say these rational and reasonable statements. No! Repealing the GRA would go a long way to fixing this mess. I'll never stop saying these things. Trans women are men and most receive their penis. Non-binary bullshit. Yes! People can't change sex. Yes! No such thing as being born in the wrong body. Yes! Stop fucking telling our children these lies. Yes! Groomers, anyone who pushes this shit in our schools, shame on you. Yes! Cult pronoun bollocks, forcing compelled speech on our children to our schools, gaslighting them, unscientific, faith-based nonsense. Get it out of our schools, away from our government, institutions, government, police. Stop kneeling to TQ plus fucking right. We all know stands for minor consciousness. In other words,
Having been a change in the
we fucking see you. Stands for less proper space written on Council Lord's paper. Right. It's really good to be here. When you will confirm for many that Baroness Fox of Buckley is a supporter of a far-right cult. And according to trans ideologues and their progressive allies, slogans let women speak, or even a dictionary definition of the word woman, or even the demand for free speech at Speaker's Corner, for God's sake. Apparently, these are all fascist-aligned slogans. What a monstrous myth! What a load of rubbish! I did enjoy the fact that the narrative got disrupted this week when the Communist Party issued a wholly sensible statement against gender self-ID because it clashes with sex-based rights of women. But, at last, I really enjoyed the likes of Owen Jones. Now they're screeching that fascists and Stalinists are all the same. Well, listen, I'm from the left. Albeit the Trotskyist people left. But who bloody cares? Because this issue is far beyond left or right. It's not about left or right. To allow gender to be conflated with the material reality of biological sex. The refusal to be browbeaten into nodding along with irrational, illiberal, harmful, anti-woman, anti-materialist, anti-science ideology. So I really don't care what any of your politics are. Everyone needs to fight to ensure that the hard-fought gains of women's liberation, of lesbian and gay liberation will not be eradicated by balaclava wearing. They want to be eradicated by balaclava wearing foul-mouthed men or respectably seated corporate HR or equality and diversity officers demanding that we shut up and having the nerve to brand us as Nazis. Anti-fascism is a proud tradition. These fake cult crowd virgin days, we shouldn't let them. At first, calling us Nazis and bigots was used to smear us and delegitimise us as beyond the pale, not worth engaging with. And it sort of half worked. No one wants to be labelled a bigot. Nobody wants to be cancelled as a Nazi. And if I'm honest, cancel culture can make cowards of all of us. But we toughened up. We carried on in the face of these vile, slanderous insults. But now, things have actually got a bit more serious. Because labelling us as far right has become a green light to excuse physically attacking us. Billy Bragg at a concert. How do you hear that, Billy? Billy Bragg at a concert called the Let Women Speak rally in New Zealand the Posey Parker Nazi rally. As popular slogans at women's rights gatherings such as this, we hear shriek venomously by Bragg's allies. The only good Nazi is a dead Nazi. And they mean us, don't they? It's pretty grim where that means. It means justified, screaming, vile, sexualised threats and menacing women, young and old. And it means excusing a 70-year-old woman being punched in the face. But that's okay, because after all, we're just Nazi turfs, aren't we? In the House of Lords, I hear endless, interminable, self-righteous speeches by Labour, Lib Dem, Tories, declaring their commitment to fighting violence against women and girls. There's more strategies, policies and charters than you can shake a stick at. But there is a deafening silence on the attacks and violence against, for example, the Lesbian Project last weekend. Not to mention, and no mention indeed, of events in New Zealand, or indeed here last weekend. A refusal to name and shame violence against women and girls in plain sight by transgender rights activists. It's shameful. On politicians in general, there has been some excitement that Keir Starmer has said in a Sunday Times interview that 99.9% of women, of course, have not got it. Progress, some say. Nearly there. Only 0.1% to go. Well, let's pause. On Friday, the leader of the Labour Party went to Kent for the first time for a photo op. He somehow forgot to tell the Labour Party's only Kent MP about his visit. Coming once more, Rosie Duffield again. Throwing their own gender-critical MP under the bus is far more telling than some PR media interview designed to win back women's votes. The worst bit of smart thinking for me was that he says that we should now end this toxic debate. First of all, what bloody debate? What debate? There is no debate. He's disdainful of turning this issue into a toxic divide, a toxic culture. And instead he says, quote, we should go on to win the next battle for women. This is the leader of the Labour Party chiding us. Don't get hung up on this. Move on. But we can't move on, Starmer, because the next battle for women is this battle for women. Whenever any of us raise issues such as Tavistock, schools preaching gender ideology, complaining of male sex offenders in women's prisons, that we're hectored for stirring up the culture wars. It's somehow our fault that this issue is so toxic, censorious and vicious. It's not our fault, they are the problem. But my strategy, I've got a strategy for how we can make it less toxic.
Keir Starmer, every politician needs to stop mouthing platitudes, but to join in the battle of ideas on this one. Politicians should proactively champion Rosie Duffield. They should champion J.K. Rowling. They should champion Sharon Davis. And the Muslims for so many channels. They need to start more importantly, they need to champion opposing also need to condemn cancel culture that's forcing Joe Phoenix and Laura Favaro to sue universities for academic freedom. You couldn't make it up. They need to condemn trade unions for not backing their gender critical members. And worse, as we speak, Edinburgh University UCU unions are trying to get the AFAB screening of adult and female cancelled. The unions are too often on the wrong bloody side. We should say so, and I say so as somebody who's been a proud trade unionist. Finally, we're all familiar with all those high-profile names, but that's the tip of the iceberg. Yes, free speech is our core value, and really, I'm not from the House of Lords, I'm from the Academy of Ideas, and free speech aloud is the slogan of our Battle of Ideas Festival, and that's what we should all gather around. But I think there's something worse going on. It's a silent assault on speech, and it's compelled. Being forced to speak against our conscience or against reality. In every institution, arts councils, museums, universities, big banks, multi-million pound corporates, local councils, the NHS, everywhere, ordinary working people and employees daily are told they must speak by diktat. They risk their jobs if they don't wear pronoun badges, if they misgender, if they don't use the bastardised language of EDI linguistic codes from people with cervixes to chest feeders, to the whole array of words deemed offensive. People are being forced and compelled to follow the script or get re-educated, disciplined, shunned, sacked. Those are the silent millions that we must make heard. We must defend. We must, and absolutely, I insist on this, not move on, but stand firm. And what we need to do is shout bloody louder. Let women speak is not a left or right slogan, but in 2023 it's a bloody revolutionary slogan. Think about how mad this is. It's a revolution to go. Let women speak! Let women speak! Let women speak!
Left the key behind, so there's no point in going back there. I mean, from there to kind of leaving the kids when it gets to because we'll shut the doors and then you can pick up in the car, or if you haven't got time, you can go back to
course, the law commission went right ahead anyway. Under their proposal, a whole legal chain, NGOs, lawyers, counsellors, and health workers will be able to profit from women's surrogacy, but the woman herself will not. She will only be paid actual cost, and there will be a new mechanism for enforcing it. The law commissioners want her to be no better or worse off than she would have been if she hadn't done it. This, they say, will ensure that she's not enticed into it for financial gain and will reduce the risk that women will be exploited. These, of course, are excellent aims. But why then are they allowing a whole industry based on the exploitation of people? Everyone else can profit from it. She has to do it out of innate generosity. Where have we heard that before? More alarmingly, perhaps, is their plan to enable domestic parents at the moment of birth, or even the umbilical cord, provided they pass the number of checks via the conception and everything is on the plan. This really does lift the line with their claim that we can house this system, because there's absolutely no reason why the current system not maintained, where the birth mother automatically has legal parenthood, and if of her own volition she decides to hand the baby over, she can do that after birth, and the commissioning parents will then apply for the parental order. The reason for this proposed change is that the commissioning parents and the whole feeding chain of lawyers, consultants and advisors want certainty. They want certainty that the baby will be transferred no matter what, and they want their reason. They are terrified that she's changed her mind, even though research has shown that it is much more likely that the commissioning parents will change their mind. Make no mistake, this is an attack on all women. It reduces the enormous biological and psychological investment in childbirth into the equivalent of a land ejaculation. It would be a dangerous investment that would reduce the status as equal rights of all mothers. The surrogacy industry is dedicated on the commodification of babies and women's reproductive powers, and this is the premise on which the Law Commission's recommendation is based. Women, we must resist this trend. We must not allow this law to go through. Let's all of us unite. Please follow us and please share the hell out of our posts about the gender. Thank you! That was brilliant, thank you so much. Now we've got another special guest. We have it now. From Norway.
we need what we are doing in Norway. So, in Norway, we also, they have in a way changed the definition of adult human female.
Louder!
So, in Norway, they have also changed the definition of adult human female, so it includes men. And I want to respect a law that's including men in our definition. But, I made the vagina anthem, and I was not allowed to perform it because it could potentially hurt men with feelings.
Oh!
So they're going to perform it.
Tragic.
Who knows the lyrics? Come closer.
Come on.
All the chorus. You know the lyrics? Come on. It's a vagina anthem. Come on, come on, come closer. Let them through. Let them through.
Where are you?
Come on, come closer.
What the fuck is wrong with you? I don't care emotions, darling. You're just another big cat in the suit. Yeah. We are women with vaginas. We confirm to all you fools. We are women with vaginas. We are here to change the rules. We are your mothers, your sisters, your lovers. So what the fuck is wrong with you? We are your mothers, your sisters, your daughters. So what the fuck is wrong with you? Look, we are heroes with vaginas and the guts to bring it on. We are heroes with vaginas and the strength to carry on. We are your mothers, your sisters, your lovers. We protect, we love, we fight. We are your mothers, your sisters, your daughters, and we will fight to make it right. smart, she is strong, she has the strength to bring it on. Shaming, blaming, and shitty mansplaining. Silence women, silence women, silence women, sorry. I have opinions, I speak my mind. You want a silent girl, I want that kind. I have a choice, I use my voice. You can't ignore this thing. We are women with vaginas. We are women with vaginas, and we are here to change the rules. We are your mothers, your sisters, your lovers. What the fuck is wrong with you? We are your mothers, your sisters, your daughters. So what the fuck is wrong with you? Because we are sheroes with vaginas and the guts to bring it on. We are sheroes with vaginas and the strength to carry on. We are your mothers, your sisters, your lovers. We protect, we love and fight. We are your mothers, your sisters, your daughters, and we will fight to make it right. Hi, I'm Jan from Jet. Teacher, memorise that poem by Monday, that would be I want to echo everything that Anna from Nordic Model Now said about surrogacy. You might think that we're here to talk about the trans cult, and of course surrogacy is the new trans. Think about who profits from this cult. Big Pharma profits when you transition, and it profits when you detransition. All the medical people, all the surgeons, all the counsellors, all the psychotherapists, all the manufacturers of size 12 high heels, all profit from this ridiculous cult. And when all these people have ruined their bodies by taking hormones, and they reach the age of 25, 30, and they're busy pretending they're having a normal, happy life, they will want children. They can't have children because the stuff they've taken will damage their fertility. And also they're very busy, special and important people, particularly studying on rape. They don't want to take time out to have babies and all that messy stuff. They want a ready-made surrogate. There's a huge link between the trans cult and the government's surrogacy proposal. Do please go online and fill in the Nordic model template. Also, when the Nordic do their travesty of a consultation, breaking all their own principles, read all about it on the website. We did some research of our own to ask women what they thought about surrogacy. And all the wonderful women we talked to came back with no less than 60 why surrogacy is a really bad idea. Most of them concern the welfare of women. Well, as we know, no one cares about that, but that's not going to get a lot of attention. But people do care about the puppies, the children, and the NHS. So here are your key arguments. The pub, having a nice glass of wine, telling everybody about the fun time they had today. First of all, the puppies. It's Kennel Club regulations that breeders have to let every puppy stay with its mother for 6 weeks to bond, to breastfeed, and have a good starting line. Human babies, rip them away the same day and pass them over. How can that be right? That's puppies. Children. It's very sad when children have to be adopted. It's usually that nobody's fault, somebody's died, something bad's happened. Those children need a good family. Children cannot consent. They're unborn. They're not even conceived. How can they consent to be surrogates? They are the most vulnerable people in this exchange. They cannot possibly consent. So
there's likely to be all sorts of psychological issues that children who are surrogated will get. We haven't got enough yet. No evidence, even though surrogacy has gone up tenfold in the last 10 years. When are we going to get some proper punishment? So think about the children who cannot consent. But then think about our NHS, which is very dear to us despite everything that's been done to it in the last 10 years. When all these lovely little clinics are springing up, doing surrogacy transactions, attendants telling you the sex of your baby, you really want to know it. They will be making a lot of money. And when their little private wards find there's something they cannot cope with, what are they going to do? They're going to send that person down to the nearest NHS hospital and dump it on the maternity ward for the NHS staff. It will shoot to the top of the pile because it's priority, and all the other women will go down the pile. Now you will have read, as concerned citizens, about the huge likelihood that black women will die in childbirth, not get paid relief. You will have read about the state of our maternity services. They're not even giving women gas and air for paid relief in some places because you can't open the windows. So you can imagine what that's going to do to the NHS. And finally, the government puts a lot of trust in non-profits. But non-profits are good. They are charities. They only care. Okay, I say to you, King's Company, Oxfam, and the International Infiltrated by Politics are wonderful best friends, mermaids, and Stonewall. I'll make my point. Thank you. Adult human females! All you old-fashioned ones, the ones with vaginas, still very much existing. Male supporters. We all know he's quite different in various ways. Wonderful, wonderful to see everyone. What a fabulous day. I know it's corny, but what can I say? The sun shines on the righteous. Here we are. I'm even a bit disoriented by the fact that I can actually hear myself think. So I could almost be at a loss for words. But fortunately, I don't think I will be. So, yes, first I wanted to say, obviously, I think someone said before, Kelly J. Keane, all the women involved in standing for women and let women speak, which is now becoming or has become a global movement. We are here for you. We are part of Let Women Speak. We are here to bring our voices loud and clear with that message, let women speak. And it is a testament to all of you, everyone who's been involved, everyone who's worked so hard to make these meetings possible. We are here, and it's a testament that we are all here in numbers to just add our voices to that message, let women speak. I'm going to move myself to tears in a minute. Join it. So, a couple of things I want to say. First of all, women in Australia, women in Tasmania, women in New Zealand, I hope you know you are not forgotten. We think of you. Just earlier this week, a sizable group of us were outside the New Zealand Embassy here in London, reading your speeches. They were heard, they were live streamed. I understand that is happening, and I encourage women in other countries to go to the New Zealand Embassy or the New Zealand High Commission, whatever it is, in your cities, and
go and read those words. Let those women know that we do not forget them. We absolutely stand with them, and we look forward to the time that their government and their police utter the most abject apology for the life-endangering peril that they subjected those women to. We all saw what happened. In particular, I understand that the woman who was so horribly, viciously, violently punched several times in the face, I understand just from social media, but this is what I hear, is that they actually broke her orbital, like part of her skull, the eye. So we want to say special, I don't even know your name, but we send our special love and greetings to you. We hope you're doing well. And I understand as well there was a woman who actually her foot was broken by the violent anti-women's rights activists. So special mention to you, but really special mention to every single woman who was there. And as we said already, those really heroic, brave marshals and others who ensured that those women actually made it out of there alive. That is something we will never ever forget, and we are absolutely with you. Oh, sorry.
It's not about that, it's about this. Can you hear now at home? She's got another one.
Alison, we need a mic, so bring it, please. Oh, Alison, everyone of a certain age. Do I have to say much of that again? Because they're going to get bored. Yeah, I'll just say quickly. I just want to say solidarity. I'll just say the songs out, yeah. Yeah, okay, alright. I don't know how much of that got missed, but just to say again, love and solidarity to all the women of Australia, Tasmania and New Zealand, and in particular special greetings and solidarity and love to the woman who was so viciously, violently punched. That violent man broke her, I understand, broke her eye socket in the hospital. So it was absolutely horrific. So we just want to especially mention you and also the woman whose foot was broken. But there's probably more that I don't even know about. But all of the women who were there and all the marshals and all the security security and attendees, those supporters who made sure that all of those who were there for Let Them Speak actually got out alive, and that is no exaggeration. Who saved their lives. So I just also wanted to say something a bit closer to home. Some of you might have seen an article in the Sunday Times this morning by Hadley Freeman about various aspects of what this bullying and persecution is, of what they're doing to women. And in particular, I want to mention a woman who I have the privilege to know over a few years now, a woman I can say of the utmost integrity and brilliance as a sociologist, a scholar, an academic. Her name is Laura Favaro. Favaro. Is that your dog? Favaro. And Laura has had to be driven to take legal action against her former institution, City University of London. She has a crowdfunder. I'm going to say this a couple of times. She has a crowdfunder with Crowd Justice. As I recall, it's called something like Academic Freedom for Feminist, but if you search something along those lines, crowdfunder Laura Favaro, you will find it. She's been forced to take legal action. You can read the full case on her crowdfunder page, but she's been forced into this action, which I am sure she did not want to pursue because of the ostracism she's experienced, the bullying from her own institution and others that they failed to protect her from, their intimidation of her, their attempts to withhold her own research data from her, the pressure they put on her to destroy the transcripts that she had, all of that work that she's done over several years, the transcripts that she has, university asked her to do, and generally all of her scholarship they are now trying to take from her and to silence her, and they've actually terminated her contract. Even though I believe she was on a permanent contract, they're now claiming that it was a temporary one, so she's also lost her livelihood, or they have taken action that has resulted in that. So you might wonder, why have they done this? What is so dangerous about her findings that they want it to be absolutely silenced and quashed so that it does not see the light of day? Well, perhaps it might illuminate matters if I tell you that her research project was called something along the lines of gender wars, sex and gender wars, something like that, in academia. I know that Laura's research, as I recall, it was a postdoctoral research project, and it passed all of the usual processes of, via the ethics committee, all of that. It passed all of that, and she went off and did her research. And as I remember, there was no issue with any of it until a piece was published in the Times Higher Ed supplement, I think it was last autumn, and then after that we started to see the backlash from those trans activist types within academia deciding they were going to make a big fuss about it, and that's where all of this backlash came that resulted in consequences from City University. So I know she interviewed a wide range of academics, both those, broadly speaking, those who think that some women do have penises and those who think that, on the whole, 100% women do not have penises. So that's broadly speaking, this is the level of our academia at the moment. These are the kinds of, really nuanced philosophical questions that everyone is preoccupied with. So I wonder, she was
interested in looking at are women who believe, or other individuals as well, men too, who understand that women don't have a penis, are they being silenced within academia? Possibly by any girl. And I think without reading her results, we can see exactly what the answer is. What the answer is to that question. So, I know there are a lot of crowdfunders out there, but this one, I really hope that those of us who are in a position who can really get behind. Laura is a young woman, she has a family, she's got responsibilities, she has maintained such a dignity and courage through all of this. She could have just walked away from it, and she has maintained such a dignity and courage and steadfastness, because she knows that if they are successful in silencing her, what does that say to all the students coming through? What does that say to all the other? And she's not at that senior point of professorship where her position is, secure. Like she's done this at a relatively early stage. So Laura, if you're watching, we are absolutely with you. We're all behind you. Has everyone got the... Wait, let me find out. We're trying to supplement this. We've got good boys. Alright? I don't like it. Let me see. Okay. We haven't got everyone got the words? Start low. Stand together, side by side, we will defend our rights. We stand together, side by side, we'll not give up this fight. For women's rights are human rights, we won't let you forget. For women's rights are human rights, this isn't over yet. Politicians and their friends may think we can be cowed. Our minds and bodies will defend. Our no will ring out loud. For women's rights are human rights, we won't let you forget. For women's rights are human rights, this isn't over yet. So here's a hand in sisterhood, our sex will be denied. For dignity, reality, we are standing side by side. For women's rights are human rights, we won't let you forget. For women's
the next has no room, because it says nothing, because the linguistics of my existence is a very dangerous story. The next would only none. Stop calling us Latinas. Being a woman has changed my life. My personal understanding, place I go, where I live my fear. If being born in the wrong sex is even a thing, then all women do. As destiny in there, the work of equal sex. We are the mistakes men never made. And we are constantly reminded of our mistakes in existence by them. By many different ways. And this is all the violence happening before, around the world, even before we are born. Being sexually harassed from the streets, workplace, education and discrimination against for being mother, or just according to the imagination of one. For being a certain age, or looking in certain ways, we are I have seen red women in the countryside suffering the reality of females in deeply violent and confusing society. Gun rapes, traffic, and torture by military men as part of their strategy to win the game of who's the strongest man of all. I wonder what the so-called pro-women organizations have to say about these women. Do they genuinely think that they can have because they haven't been smart enough to make themselves make themselves and go away? Is that what we need to do when we are harassed or followed by a sexual discrimination? Is that what the universe about the world is to say to avoid genital mutilation or being buried off at the age of 6? Like it or not, and yes, no. We women have been short of being but have choices suffered violence against them. And misusing language to accommodate the others. In the name of erase the social friendly reality of half of the population. That is not. We are not an opposition. We are just a matter of choice. Language is useful, yes, but the violence of the people never stops. We will not be pushed out of university. Knowledge and public spaces belong to us, as much as any other place in the world. We need to take power of changing away from mankind. And to be actively working, women working against us, and raising our no woman betrayal remains so no more and never again. Down here, if you can't hear, or if you want to sit down, you come sit on the floor here. Okay, we've got this woman. I don't know your name.
Got a new t-shirt. How about a new t-shirt?
Hello, everybody! As loud as I can. I've come here today from Dorset. I wanted to come and speak to you about my daughter and what the school did. In a nutshell, this is what they did.
That's the
When she was 11, she came out as a lesbian to me, and I said, that's fab, brilliant, amazing. There was no need for a big party, because that's fine, I kind of knew it from the start. And then that's when she started to change a little bit, she started getting quite quiet, a little bit moody, and finally she confessed to
apparently she'd been getting called a lesbian bitch. She was being bullied by her friends in school, and she completely withdrew. She became very isolated and was being bullied. School did nothing. That was primary school. She started at secondary school, and not long after that, unbeknownst to me, she was being socially transitioned because it was better to be a cute trans boy than to be a lesbian girl. This was all done without my knowledge. Do you want to know how I found out? I got a text message saying she wasn't in school. They said, your son, by the boy's name, I won't say it, I don't want to answer. The boy's name, he's not in school. Please can you call to find out? Her dad has been helping her socially transition against my knowledge or consent. When I tried to bring it up with the school, they basically called me a transphobe without using that language. I tried to get help, I was advised to maybe speak to a solicitor to find out what my rights were. Do you know what the solicitor said? Try supporting your son. She was 12 years old. She's now 13 years old. Last year, she said, it's not that I hate my body, it's just that that's who I want to be. And when I'm 16, I'll save up enough money to get testosterone. And then when I'm 18, I can get my breasts removed. She told me I'm wearing a chest binder. They're not harmful. I asked her, does she think that taking testosterone is harmful? And she said, no, I've done the research. The reason I have absolutely no power anymore is because she's now living with her dad who accepts her social transition. All this was done behind my back. I wasn't even given a chance to discuss it with her, to ask her what her issues were. So the school have been complicit in transing my daughter. While she's been at her dad's house, she self-harmed. And this was after she social transitioned, not before. And when I've asked her about it, she just says she can't cope. I don't think she can cope because she's being told she's a boy when she's not. She's a lesbian. And this is really hard because I'm so worried about her and I don't know where I can turn. I don't know what to do. I tell her that I love her and the door is always open for her to come back. But she's been convinced by everybody that I'm her enemy. I told her that taking those drugs might be harmful to her. And she said, well, women get very hysterical. She's got so much internalized misogyny. And I'm not there to help her anymore. And it's heartbreaking. That's all I have to say. In our health service, in our schools, in our workplaces, in our public spaces, and we're all here today to say enough is enough. I saw those pictures, and I'm so shocked at the level of violence being directed at women. We've all seen it on social media, we've all seen women get murdered for saying the truth, that a woman is an adult human female, and human beings aren't
sex. We are all sick of our children being indoctrinated in school. So, every one of us somehow needs to start making little steps to say, stop this madness. So, this is also happening in our workplaces. And the group of women and myself who work in financial services that we've set up second sex equality and equity network in a workplace. How does the workplace work? How does the financial services first one was set up by the civil service. And that network is for people who work in financial services. And all about characteristics in the Equality Act which sex matters, and they are sex, pregnancy and maternity, and sexual orientation. And this by this, we hope to change culture, scientific everybody who's got
You've seen a lot of photos. They thought that.
Yeah, no, I see. And so anybody watching financial services, please look us up on LinkedIn, talk to me, SEEN, sex, equality and equity network. And one of the things in financial services is, and I'm sure this is in a lot of workplaces, is that our single-sex spaces are being raised now. Men are allowed to self-ID to women-only spaces. And I don't consent to that. I don't consent to in my space. The other thing that's happening in HR policies, D&I policies, have the brain women from them. Sex is no longer in there. Gender identity. I don't identify as a woman, I am a woman. The other thing that's happening in our workplaces is that maternity policies don't even mention the word mother anymore or woman. And what is worse, they have links to surrogacy organisations in them. So we need to start standing up for ourselves in our workplace. The law protects us. After the Forced Act case, we are protected by the law. I know it's not easy for everyone. I know it's ultimately to see what happens to other women when they force us. But every time I see a plant-based person, it makes me even more angry and even more determined. Yes! I will stand up. The other thing, I'm going to say one last thing. If you work in an industry where you're fed up of being told to, then set up your own seat. We're doing it in financial services, services doing it. It's got to place. We need to start pushing out into our workplaces. This matters. Our protected characteristics matter. Our rights in the workplace matter. I'm so good to see Louder! What I'm going to speak about is related. So, I did want to speak about a few things. The international capture of national human rights institutions, in particular Australia and New Zealand. And
another time, sorry. The other thing I wanted to speak about is the statement at the UN made by Argentina and 28 other countries claiming that sex self-ID is some kind of international human rights standard. That is absolute rubbish. And I will explain more. The other thing is UN CEDAW, other UN treaty bodies, and other human rights mechanisms another time. Today, I would like to speak about something related to you. Have you heard of ESG? Environmental, social governance, investing policies. So, BlackRock, you can Google them. They're the biggest asset management company around. Sorry. They've got assets worth, what is it, 10 trillion, 20 trillion? What does it matter when you get to that level? They own everyone. So, Larry Fink, the founder,
Yes, okay.
CEO,
All right then.
in 2018, he launched the ESG scoreboard. So they want to make you go along with whatever they believe. And of course, they believe in biology, nihilism, and everything else. They don't believe in truth. In the USA, greatly, there has been conversation and a pushback against ESG policies. So why I wanted to mention that is, I think that's something we should really talk about here. Now, 1 year after, Larry Fink, trustee of the World Economic Forum, all comes together. What did they launch in 2019? It's called the Partnership for Global LGBTI, now Q+ Equality. And guess who's on that list?
Pedophiles.
Your workplace. All the private companies have signed up to it. And what they've said is they will pressure government to change this. So they have signed up. It's nonsense. And it is shocking. When you go and look at the list, I promise your company's on that. And what they have done is recently, a couple of years ago, they were trying to coerce the government of Japan, all these major corporations, to change their laws to include gender identity. So I don't want to take up more time. I'll try to come back with some more details. But please look up ESG and Partnership for Global Equality, PGLE. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Sel. Really? My talk follows on quite well from some regions, but I want to expand on the UN's involvement, what is happening to our society. My speech is focused on the wider agenda and how our rights are impacted even more than they are impacted by just trans ideology. Transgenderism, net zero, CBDC, zero trust are all part of the same agenda to control and enslave us. We are moving into a zero trust world that has been introduced without our consent. It is a system of top-down control, and it will control the people, children, us women. This system is not to improve our rights and freedom. It is about destroying our rights and freedom. The zero trust world is where artificial intelligence and biometrics are used to control data and access and to control us. It will begin with digital ID, where all your data will be held in one place. And this is coming in December. This will be followed by CBDC, central bank digital currencies, which will be able to track, control and block all transactions. You will be prevented from buying stuff which will be controlled using carbon credits. You will not be able to save benefits. There will be no protest strategies like non-payment of fines, an example of which we successfully beat the poll tax with, because these fines will be automatically debited from your CBDC account. You will not be able to access your bank account visit hospitals without your digital ID and face recognition. Data will be harvested for every transaction and will be sold to stakeholders using blockchain technology. The currency will be CBDC. AI technology will be used to monitor us, restrict our movement, and turn us into commodities. We will become a commodity controlled by 17 so-called sustainable goals set out by the UN Agenda 2030. We will be governed by a system similar to the Chinese social credit system. You will be stopped from doing things or saying things your story right. This is much more serious than the social media ban that prevented debates like this. Carbon credits will be used to keep you in your smart city. Lockdowns were used to test if abuse will tolerate totalitarian restrictions. LTNs, CAD, 15-minute cities are the start of the implementation of smart cities. If you think 15-minute cities are a wonderful utopia where people will be able to walk to access all their amenities, it might be worth asking why they are starting with cameras and fines instead of parks and hospitals. The green agenda is not about saving the planet. It's a Trojan horse to introduce a technocratic agenda. There will be no flying. There will be no cars, no wood burners, no gas, no meat. Green people love the idea of net zero. If they really understood the implications of the real agenda, they would think again. CO2 is the gas of life. It makes plants grow. Net zero is zero us, zero you. CO2 is not a pollutant. We are being lied to about climate data. If you're interested in exploring this more, please look up Sandy Adams and Sonia Poulton. This is not a world I want for my children or grandchildren. Green policies are not green, they are not democratic. Just as we've been able to see through the trans agenda, we must see through the green agenda and the net zero line.
That was a conspiracy, by the way. 2020, that was a conspiracy. Remember that. So for all the people who take the vaccine and follow all of this madness, that was a conspiracy. Don't tell me the fucking truth. I said on this, don't tell me the fucking truth.
Oh.
Don't tell me the truth. Don't tell me the fucking truth. You said don't tell me the fucking truth. Don't tell me the fucking truth. Don't tell me the truth. I say something quickly and that's it.
You're gonna get lynched, Ramesh. Oh man. So it's called Speaker's Corner, to be fair. Just keeping it 100. Yeah, no, I'm just saying. I'm not trying to be a thing. I'm just saying.
Why don't you make me leave, sister? You want to keep running your mouth. Speak. Make me leave, sister.
Proper feminists. Yeah. They're more.
No, I'm up here filming Speaker's Corner. You just can't come here for one day and start parking the orders. That's the thing. You can't. You literally can't.
Yeah, what happened last week? What?
Is you getting all this? Fill my heart.
They're probably giving him some. Yeah, well. What's that charges?
If Ramesh was above it, silent. They used it.
Their toxic masculinity is what they want after. That's all they want. She told him that she didn't want his help the other week. Quite fancy them.
I think it's just a protest.
So they've actually done this to themselves, but they've gone too far with it, and now it affects them. And now, you see what I mean? They've done it. That's why I don't really have to. They say they suck. Occasionally, it's not like, I don't support them. Yeah, you've done it to yourself.
We're here because people are actually research shop.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I think. It's disgusting last week. I was coming out somebody goes in and you without young students shouting at
See, I told them stuff.
well, I get the two proud people. The two proud people in.
The next day, she was with big fellow on the side. No, side on the right hand. Shoulder was getting
I can't believe George didn't know about this mob. Naggers. That's basically where we're at. They're visiting now. There's several
No, I came down just to see what it was like, because I haven't come to Flickr for ages. I used to come in like 2018, and it was still like religious to me.
It's a belief system. You need to believe in one thing.
The same people coming for like 50 years say the same shit every week. It's like they go back to like their house and just go into a water, power down, and then come next Sunday they power back up, go back, they do the same shit again. And it's just like, it's like the whole joke that the world is everywhere apart from these people's corner. and they'd still be speakers talking about Muslims or Christians, like the world was on fire, and they go, yeah, they'll be arguing about with each other about the same shit. That's the thing.
They've been vaccinated. Some of the top Muslims have been vaccinated. Nearly died. Mohammed Ajib, one of the top, has got hundreds of thousands of followers. He's died. One of his other
He ain't died.
Well, he nearly died, sorry. Yeah. He died. Yeah.
That's against their religion.
That's wrong. That's the point. But winding up on his platform, thinking about what's happening with the vaccines and the dangers of it. They still going on about and he's so knowledgeable. He's like vaccinated. And when I put it because the Muslims didn't want to come out marching with you lot during the pandemic, and that's we need to get the classes on Muslims. They were far right, whatever. Now I know for a fact now the Muslim friends used to come from Leeds to come down. Now that don't wash about Muslims. Strong person, woman, man, will get marched like there's no ladies. This lot wouldn't be that. A lot of this lot wouldn't be that. 3 years ago, there was a handful of people listening. Now they're doing that for their friends talking about the Quran and the Bible and everything.
Hello, Speaker's Corner! I want to talk about language and the capture of violence. When we say men don't have, women don't have penises, we're doing them a literal violence. We've been littered with dead bodies. But apparently, when a family form turns on a group of women trying to do what we're doing today, they're brave and stunning individuals, protecting the liberties of the most vulnerable and discriminated against people in the world. They've taken the word identity and made it mean something else. Identity.
Made it mean something, nothing.
As a lamppost. It's because I actually describe it what it is, and you all know what a lamppost is. Hands up if you identify as a woman. No, you don't. Seriously? Oh no! I'm not with a group of people I thought I was
I don't know what
Men don't identify as women. They pretend to be women. I will not call them gender identity, whatever, trans identify, but they're gender pretenders. Yes!
Gender's a linguistic term, though. It's quite English.
Gender is deeply embedded in patriarchy, in the worst misogyny and homophobia that patriarchy has to offer as well. And as a lesbian, we are doubly, triply discriminated against by gender identity. I can't even say it myself. Gender pretender and genderers. It's all fucking bollocks. My government says that men can be legally women. If you're a heterosexual man and you become legally a woman, you don't say heterosexual, or whatever you do.
Yeah, I was talking earlier, again, they use the
women. If you are legally a woman who is attracted to women, you are legally a lesbian. My government thinks that men can be legally lesbian. Shame on them! Shame on them, I'm from Scotland, tell me about it! My government believes that I have to have men in my spaces. My government... anyway, guys, they seem to believe that men can be women by saying so. And when you talk to them about it, I have to talk to them and she started talking about rapists in toilets. I'm not interested in talking about rapists in toilets. Well, I am, of course. I don't want rapists in toilets, or hospitals, or prisons, or mosques, or swimming pools, or anywhere else. But more, I don't want them in my space, not my safe spaces, my space as a lesbian. Lesbians are uniquely affected by this gender identity bollocks. Gender bollocks. I need to get it rolling off my chest. Because it's our life. My life used to be women's events. We had lesbian events. We had lesbian discos. We had women's discos. We have a lesbian walking group. We have a lesbian social club. All these things are no longer legal because we have to let bloody men in. Men who are legally lesbians. So let's stop talking about women's safe spaces, or let's not stop talking about women's safe spaces. But as well as talking about women's safe spaces, can we please start talking about women's spaces? Women's space, all our space. The space that women, and we see when you let men into women's spaces, you never have to wait very long for an example of the entitlement, superiority, the right that they bring with them. They don't leave their entitlement at the door when they decide to come into women's spaces and call themselves lesbians or women. No, they don't. They bring all their male superiority, all their male privilege, all their male bullshit with them. And I don't want it in my space. And if you, and I don't think any of you do either, when you men might want it. None of the women here, all of you who identify as women, all of you guys, I do not. Thank you.
Nice one, bro. Bullshit. Sorry, love. Yeah, let's get hold of that then. What about the chairs? Yeah, that's what I was going to say. What you got, George? We're going to have a beer.
He lost his job, he lost his wife because he supported this lot.
How's that work?
He lost his job with BBC and all that kind of stuff.
What about the wife?
Tall guy here.
All the way around. You know, Rage is Sacramento though.
Did he? When?
Today,
Oh no.
Right.
You've got to be careful that I don't get lamped by an Antifa.
Mate, I know exactly the feeling. What you're talking about. Funnily enough.
God, it would be kind of ironic justice though, because I remember when that bloke was punched in front of the camera in America a few years ago. I was like, yeah, you always got to punch Nazis, you know. I was all on for that stuff.
Right, that's very interesting.
So if it happens again now, then I guess I had it coming.
George.
P.S. Corbin.
Sorry.
Wow. You got a microphone? Sweet. Right.
Okay.
Soon guys like that is. You're a cool chap, aren't you?
Yeah.
We're going to have to come back a little bit because I'm not going to be in the frame. And I am a narcissist. Right, we'll go like this.
Right. Hello. Thank you for talking to me. No worries. I've just gone to counter-protesters coming and causing trouble. Last week I managed to get a viral video of the police walking away while women were being heckled over there. So I thought, come again and see if it's improved. It's like 1,000 times better. There's no trouble, and the police are being visible.
Massive police presence.
Yeah. And the problem is they still think it's just this weird little round between two equally mad sides, whereas it's actually one mad side and one side that's saying, hang on a second, there's a reason we have female sex education in all these spaces. There's a reason that we don't put children out of safeguarding. It's all perfectly reasonable and logical stuff, yeah. But it's being cast not only by these activists, but also by places like the BBC, as if these women are extremists, I've been cancelled. Yeah, for doing this. I wrote a musical based on my own show, Father Ted, and they offered me $200,000 to walk away from it because I was standing up for women's rights. Yeah, I know, it's shocking. It's shocking. Every time I say it, I can't believe it. Yeah, the music was ready to go. All the songs are written. Neil Hannon did the songs from the Divine Comedy, and they're just perfect. And they're just sitting on it. They're sitting on it because they're scared of their staff who don't like it.
That's the BBC?
No, that's Hat-Trick Productions.
Oh, wow.
Which is the production company that did Father Ted originally. It's like every play, I don't know how much you know about it all, but like every institution, every corporation has a number of people within it who are activists, who are, will do things like complain about me if I bring something to them. And it means you just can't get work.
Do you reckon that's a problem at universities?
There's definitely a lot of that there. There's a kind of a corruption in American academia, especially. I don't know if you know the concept ideology, where you have academics citing each other's work in their papers, and they're all mad.
That's how academia works.
Yeah, it is. But this particular crowd of academics are insane. There was a kind of a prank played on them where do you remember? Peter Boghossian and Helen Cookroach, and that just exposed the whole thing. So I think it is coming from the university. I think it starts there, but the scary thing is it's continuing on to places that should know better, like the NHS and the police force.
Do you not think that's part and parcel of the multinational conglomerate? For the amount of people that are actually identify as queer or trans, less than 1% of the the amount of media coverage and exposure they get, you would think it's nigh on 50% of the population.
Well, it's a form of youth rebellion that has absolutely no effect on capitalists. Capitalists love it because they don't have to do anything.
Oh, sorry, one second. What's the matter? Sorry to stop. I beg your pardon.
Don't worry.
Sorry,
this is amateur hour.
Sorry, mate.
In real life.
Right. Yeah, okay. No worry. Doesn't affect their bottom line, so they love it. Yeah, they just put the trans colours on toothpaste, and they get to do something that actually is meaningless, but makes them seem like the good guys.
Living in the reality, you effectively lost your job because you spoke out against something fundamentally
opposed to common sense.
Yeah, yeah.
So what does that say for the world that we live in?
I don't know what it says for the yeah, it's the Western speaking world. I think basically what happened is a mad idea grew up in America, and because of the internet, it's just spread like a virus. Yeah, so I think it is the internet. What worries me is what AI does to all that, because we're going through a period of such acceleration that we can't deal with it as human beings. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So when someone comes along and they point to a bloke with a beard and they say, oh, he's a lesbian, everyone goes, oh, okay, whatever. You know, because they're so confused and thrown by the whole madness of it. Adults in the room. We need Keir Starmer yesterday said something like, he said 99% of women don't have a penis. You know, and that's because he refuses to be the adult in the room and say this is crazy. You know, so we need a few more adults in the room. We need to throw out all these people who don't really get what's going on, and get people in who, for instance, pretend at meetings like this. You know, I was hard on the police last week, but they've been brilliant here, and they got to realise that all these women want to do is speak. Yeah.
Well, you've had much to multinational invest in house. Do you think these big companies, they all big politicians, like said about having adults in the room? I would argue that with people that are incentivized by money, you're not going to get very far. It's really criminal.
Well, you know, the Lib Dems got 1.5 million from Ferry Pharmaceuticals, and they make puberty blockers. You know, and the Lib Dems are all over this. They're like smearing women as Nazis, and they do all that sort of stuff. And they're just being enriched by giving children drugs that they also give to paedophiles to chemically castrate them.
That's what makes people like Matt Angler, who are the best interested in COVID-19.
Well, I don't really know anything. I'm not really into this.
It's one about politicians. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Sure. They're intelligent. Yeah. So I don't see we would have got to this stage in society. There wasn't a question of people's integrity in positions of power. How do we get to where the women need to assemble, right? And shout about things fundamentally that boils down to common sense.
Yeah. Well, you know, one of the big problems is that the BBC and a few other organisations are putting a stranglehold on information about this. They don't interview feminists. They don't interview people like Kathleen Stock and Helen Joyce and all these women who've written brilliant books about the subject. And so everyone's got the British public totally one-sided view of what's going on. So I genuinely think that, like, I know what you're saying about politicians, but like, I really think the big problem at the moment is the media. Like, the media is just sitting on them.
I was suggesting Channel 4, they're all just lost to government.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, again, this is a kind of state-sanctioned youth movement. It's state-sanctioned, it's corporate sanctioned, it's media sanctioned, you know, and it doesn't do anything to help the world. There's no positive thing.
Hardful, sorry, hardful. I beg your pardon.
Don't worry,
mate. Sorry. You'll be complaining if I didn't tell you.
Yeah, no, thank you, George.
We're out of luck, aren't we?
That's brilliant, yeah. I've got some else lined up.
Yes, please.
There's a guy, guys, a very good speaker.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Thank you.
I'll tell him you'll be able to tell me.
I'll be 2 minutes going, I beg your pardon.
The month.
Oh, we should be good for a minute. We've got 20 minutes.
I should probably wrap it up soon if you join my friends again, but yeah.
Can I just ask, what you said you got cancelled and that's how you
Well, I got cancelled because I was interested in it.
Right, so how do you
I just saw women were being sent abuse online, and they were being called TERFs, and and the word TERF allowed a lot of men to behave in the most disgusting way to women online. They were driving them offline. You know, women were losing their jobs. They were being taken up in front of work employment tribunal things. Yeah. So all this was happening. I thought, well, this is not on. And I genuinely thought that all my friends in the entertainment industry would be like, what's happening? We must help too. And no one did. No one helped. So I just ended up on my own. And when you're on your own, they can kind of pick you off, you know, like sniper fire.
Can I just say one thing? I really appreciate you taking the time.
No, I really appreciate you talking.
So you know how you said you weren't doing up so much in the COVID stuff?
Yeah.
You can appreciate how the government-sanctioned media companies, basically what they are, they withhold certain information you know, because they don't publicise this. So I just want to urge you a little bit to try and look independently on the COVID stuff, because you can see where we're going with this, and if you look at the sort of rules that are trying to get enacted as a result of that, it's all sort of heading to the same place. I heard someone else talking about the World Economic Forum earlier on, because you're obviously an intelligent man, you've obviously got that.
Yeah, the only thing I've just got enough bandwidth for this particular fight.
I get that.
Well, I know what you mean.
Just to know where the government's at and they're
sure.
You know, how deep it gets.
I'll look into it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Cheers. Oh, okay.
Yeah. Put it that way. You won't take back.
Oh, okay. Yes.
Hello. Correct. Political. Okay.
All right, Sweeto. You've only got 20 minutes on the card. I'll give you a shout. I should be able to keep a fucking thing on it. Oh. I'm just trying to get him in the thing.
Hi. What brings you here today?
I'll be rolling. Oh, hi. Well, there's an event here called Let Women Speak, which is where women just want to talk about their rights based on the fact that they're female, and I'm here to support them.
What's the problem?
Well, the problem is that nowadays a lot of policies and laws are pushing the idea that whether you're a man or a woman, it's just about a feeling.
I know. I've just spoken to both.
Obviously, look, I'm a gay man, and I get told that girls and women can identify as a gay man, and that I have to accept them as fellow gay men, not just in my life, in principle, and potentially in my dating life. There's even videos online where they tell me how to swear on this.
Yeah.
Where they tell us how to eat pussy. They have a video online which has more than 1 million views for gay men how to eat pussy. And then you have a gay man and a woman who's a gay man who's had a test job, she's gone on testosterone, she works in porn, and her pussy is a money maker, and she's telling me that me putting out things on my chest is more gay than me sucking your dick, for example. That's mental. I mean, and that's why I'm here to support these women, because it's the same recognition.
So it's mental health issues.
Oh my God, yeah.
So you think you can help with the ladies? All right,
Is that a vaccine?
right. So do you think it would help?
We've been going there
What it was, because I heard ladies talking about men trying to get into
it's essential.
I'm a man. My mate's a man.
Yes, I'm a man.
You're a man. We, all three of us, like you, would never dream of entering or trying to enter in this place.
Right.
These are distinctions acceptable from men.
They are men with medical
They're men with mental health issues.
They
which
are.
I would argue is still men as well, but that's another thing we're not going to get into.
But at the end of the day, they are men. So they may
Yeah, but there's a distinction. This is what I mean. There is a distinction between a mentally afflicted man or a fetishized man and fessed off. You see what I'm saying?
there's a very important reason why they use that language. So they don't want to go along with the language of trans women.
I get that. You could say mental health men. Say mental health deficiencies.
Well, I call them men.
men.
That's why I say the men with the mental. Because, you know, because I can't take that. I can't take it seriously. I call it gender wound. It's like they're completely lost in gender. You know, all this stuff about no, you can't. That's not reality. And I've never been a realistic, pragmatic kind of person. So for me to have you saying these things, it's nuts. To have to say a woman cannot be a gay man. Why do I have to say that? A man cannot be a lesbian.
It makes sense in my head.
A penis going in a vagina is not homosexual sex. I don't care how much you want it to be that way. It's not, honey. It's like, I didn't say honey to you.
You're right. I don't mind. I'm not that way. Listen, what I'm saying is, listen, the point is though, fundamentally, is we're then talking about delusional things. This is again a mental health thing. We need to call it what it is.
But what they've done,
being empowered, being emboldened, people are normalising
and placating it and promoting it. Yes.
This is a massive thing in psychology.
I've seen
The language being
like
look, there's a huge problem here. So, the reason they're like, so you're a man. That's why that's so specific about the language. As soon as you let the language
men don't want that. Men don't want to be normal men don't want to be called see what I'm saying? I'm not autistic, and it, to me it's just like it would help massively if we could our process at the right thing. All this man talk, it ain't a fair representation of men.
well, that's why if this is you and me, they say we're not down with it. Okay? And they are men
with mental health deficiencies
or whatever else.
Paraphilia.
Paraphilia, that's wonderful word. And you know, with the women and the girls that start identifying us. You know, we need to get rid of this whole thing about identifying us like some kind of Holy Spirit.
It's mental. Right? What about when you think about it, you break it down, that's an effect. When you speak in French, you've got female and male gender race, so it's linguistic first. So when you're identifying, this is another mental health thing. When you're identifying as a plural, like for instance, they them, it's a plural, means more than one. You have a mental health issue.
And I'm Dutch, right? So, well, if I talk like this, it's a bit good. So, anyway, I don't know why they hate Anyway, the point is this, right? I live in the UK, so I've been looking at this for about 3 years, and I make videos about it on the YouTube channel. Mr. Menno, so M-R-N-E-N-O. That's my name, Menno, Mr. Menno. Anyway, and I take the piss out of it, because I think that's very important, that you go, haha, it's not real, you're an idiot. So one of the songs I did was the YMCA song. Oh, right, because you get these blokes, and then, I mean, they may not necessarily be good videos, but they're men, right? And they're like, I'm a lady, I'm a lady. And I'm like, no, you're not. And they're like, how can you tell? And I'm like, I guess it must be that Y chromosome can get away with that Y chromosome. It's in every cell, it's in your DNA, and you can't make it go away. Young man, so you're wearing a dress. I said, young man, but we aren't impressed. I said, young man. And then old man, do you like sissy porn? I said, old man, wish you were female born. I mean, you know, because it's right now. Yes. I love doing stuff like that.
I love that.
In the ladies, you can get your willy out. In the ladies, you can wave it all about.
That's what it's about. Satirical piss taking.
And then people are like, oh, you're cruel, you're being cruel, you're walking through. It's like satire. You know, Christopher Feminist? There was an interview I saw with him once, and I wrote down something he said, and I thought, never ever forget that. And I can't find the note. But I still remember the gist of it. He basically said, it's not just important to be involved, it's our duty. Because that's when you go up to authority and go, no. So, are you serious? The whole thing is well, I'm focusing on sort of satire, but to call it out is what it is. This whole ideology is misogynistic, it's completely homophobic, plus they're trying to now.
They don't like straight white men either.
Well, that's something that I'm coming across more now. Now that I'm involved in this more, and I'm like, yeah, I support women. Suddenly all these names are going, why? They've ruined their lives. So I'm trying to get my head around this. And earlier I was talking to a guy, and he was like, what are these women fighting for? I said, single sex relations. What? So men shouldn't be able to work in the NHS? And I'm like, what do you want? But all of this goes back to just be grounded in reality. Like, you can't identify as anything that you want. And I think that says something about the way society's gone, that we think so much of ourselves as a species. Feminism, it's like, no, like, I would like to be a muscle Mary, right, and walk down the street and go, boom, yeah, look at me, I'm Arnie, or whatever. No, I'm not, I'm skinny, because I have this, you know, I'm like an ectomorph, I can eat like a pig, doesn't make me a pig, nothing sticks, you know, one shit, it's all gone. You just have to actually, this is a very important point, I think. One of the most important things that I've learned in life, and it's not easy to learn, accept yourself as you are. Which means, accept yourself as you are, warts and all. Even though that lady just told me how subconsciously you can get rid of warts, not that I have them, that's a whole other conversation. But, you know what I mean? Accept yourself as you are, which means that includes limitations. Because once you're realistic about it, then you can work with it. And then you can really make something of it. How can you say that you love yourself if it relies on taking synthetic hormones and having surgeries and telling the whole wide world, talk to me this way, acknowledge me that way? That's not self-love.
I ain't got no. Can I get your details, your email address or something, we'll stay in contact. If you're doing a satirical thing, my mate can talk to you about that.
I'm just going to do one about Rosie Duffield.
Yeah.
You know who she is? She's a Labour MP, and she's very vocal about all this stuff, and saying, hey, can we protect women's rights, please? And Keir Starmer, kind of, you know, and he keeps just doing all that. And then somebody this morning wrote a comment on Twitter saying that she had a dick, you know, taken seriously. And I thought, oh, that's a song. I would come out and support her. I would tell her I adored her if she only had a dick. But she doesn't have the testes, so we can't be besties because she doesn't have a dick.
That's the quality.
Because when you have some fun with it, it cuts through all the dark.
Let's get your email address. One sec, so I'm...
Let you know I've got another young lady.
Oh, I want to try and get hold of the woman who's got their kid transitioned in school. This woman here. You know this one here? I'm going to try and talk to her 1 second.
Or take my mobile.
What's your mobile?
0796.
Yeah, I'll type it because we're live.
07. Oh. Okay, I didn't say that.
Your men are
Good to see you, Mark. One day you go, brother.
Hey, your two's not working.
Two's not working? When's the wet? There you go. Mr.
Menno is
Menno.
Menno is my name. Menno. Ken. What's your name again, Jim?
Jim, yeah, because obviously this is a massive culture war we're in, and I think satire is a...
And it's splitting. You know, you've got this whole LGBTQI, what the fuck community, right? And it's like... no.
It's going to be self-fulfilling prophecy.
Look, you've got the state LGBT, right, about, we're protecting same-sex.
They don't protect
and then you've got the
women's
QT,
and they protect women's rights.
I will tell you what
women's rights are based on the reality of sex. And it's like, people are like, I don't see it in their sex. It's like, dog. I mean, if I was a 40-year-old
on speakers calling
I'd be looking on the gender clinic doors saying, hormones now.
Now 4 years later,
And I have a twin, and she's the same. And lots of lesbians and gay men, you know, naturally, we tend to sort of, not be typical men and women in terms of behaviour, right?
90% become cis by the time they're 18. You'll notice when you look at the data.
Basically, the men are transing away with the gay.
We don't need to agree about everything when the very basic
38%
ready.
Let's not do what we're trying to differentiate.
That's why I like to. And you won't be exactly how you're investigating the truth, right?
Why do you care? Bizarre very odd when they hating. It's like kind of a lot of the same stuff with a different hat. But it's like I'd say on the baseline, I've done a lot of work with how basically a Christian type of organization. I'm an atheist myself, but I love the things that I've worked with because as I say, they walk the walk. And I'm like, you're walking the walk. You know what I mean? You're taking care of folks. I don't care why. They don't get why I'm doing it. We work together very well. And they all different. Walking the walk. Somebody actually did something. Somebody actually did something.
Hiya.
My name's Jim.
Hi Jim. I'm DJ Lipper.
Local, are you?
Yeah, well not London, but I've been coming down to these events for 3 years. I'm an event organiser, and I've been organising protests around the country talking about the effects of gender identity on women, LGBT rights and children's rights. So yeah, it's just fabulous to see this event's been going 3 years, to see how much it's grown and how many different people are coming down to learn a little bit more about what's happening with women's rights and transgender demands.
You made mention of children's safety.
Yeah.
Do you know exactly how deep this is ingrained in school?
Yeah. I mean, this is part of the LGBT curriculum that they're bringing in, and it's compulsory. You're not allowed to take your kids out, but you're also not allowed to see the school resources. And you're not allowed to see the school resources. They call it copyright, but a lot of these resources, they've got really dodgy material. There was one that had a thing called the dice game, and it's like you make a dice and you roll it, and it's like anal and then a part of the body. And this is going out to 12 and 13-year-old children, and they've been caught out on it and basically say it's copyright because these are private companies coming into the schools. Their argument is we can't show you the resources, somebody's going to steal it, steal our work. But basically they're just grooming children into queer theory, they're breaking down boundaries, and the type of over-sexualised content. They're teaching them deeply problematic and false things about human biology as fact. So they're teaching them that man and woman is like a social construct and your gender identity is biological. They're teaching them that men can be lesbians, that women can be vaginas, can be gay men, and in general they're just indoctrinating them and they're not having a choice
whether or not they can stay there or leave. They're being told that if they challenge anything in the lesson, that will be a disciplinary matter and it's very serious. It's as serious as making a racist comment or homophobic comment. And it's basically just making it so the kids don't really know what's up and down, don't know what a man and woman is, and I think it's really bad conditioning going forward to teach you about the world. What else are you going to believe? You're going to believe any old nonsense teaching that men and women, like that's it. Well, I'm not sure, but the resources I've seen have been looking at 12 and 13 up, so it's too young. You really need to have good sex and relationships curriculum, especially for young girls, teaching them about things like their boundaries, how to have, healthy relationships, how to avoid abusive relationships, how to say no to boys' advances and things like this, and also good sex education advice about STDs, the birds and the bees really. But this is not what this is about. This is a totally different thing. The guys of inclusion and tolerance, they're actually teaching them a really highly contested, anti-woman, anti-gay, anti-reality ideology. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, this is a big thing. It's the state has sort of intervened over many years, and we've got to this point now where parents are almost seen as an impediment to the they have a rule. A lot of schools will socially transition the child behind the back, and there's an attitude that the parents don't know best, the parents are going to be bigoted. The assumption is that the parents are abusing. Now there might be cases where they do have an abusive parent, but surely the social services should be aware of that. But the assumption is just that we know best. I feel like there's a real middle class do-goodery element to it, where there's a culture of people who believe that they're morally right and that the rest of us are just ignorant fools, like people don't know anything. And it really reminds me a lot of what happened with Indigenous people, how they had people coming into their communities and teaching them, basically their children on, taking their children off them, forcing them to be confused into them, taking away all their old natural culture. And we're almost becoming now like just people, working people, generally people are having this really strange ideology pushed on us, and we told us we don't conform, that we're like one person, we're Nazis, we're bigots, and that we don't deserve to have any rights, and we don't deserve to have rights over our children. And when the state starts to behave that way, the state starts to take ownership of the children, I feel like it's a really slippery slope and it's really dangerous. Well, I don't know if it's communism or not. I mean, we could be here all day arguing about it. I see a lot of it as quite a right-wing thing, quite a right-wing ideology. I do think it is, yeah. I think it's teaching people that...
Jim.
Is
it finished? For fuck's sake, beg your pardon, sorry. This is what I don't fuck about with 64 megabyte cards, mate. Yeah, I know, Charlie. Fucking A. Yeah, tell me about it.
Snap size bites, you're making them a point,
Yeah, I've been doing this all the time. It's like my PhD special subject.
Doesn't show. Right. I do beg your pardon, sorry about that. Right, so I was saying, I was trying to make a point that I think it's communist in so much that they're removing the rights from the parents and they're saying you're not expert enough to understand about this. And to me that just sounds like removal of private property and then also it sounds like leaving it all up to the experts.
I think there's an element to that, but what I find quite interesting about this is that although it addresses itself up as the social justice movement, it's actually funded by big books, big mega books, billionaires, the George Soros Open Democracy Foundation, and BlackRock, the ESG, was it environmental and social governance. They're using this to embed these values, corporations use it to embed these values
And last time I checked, like the corporations of the world, the big asset investment firms, they're not communist.
They're all open society. They're all open society. George Soros, he's all open society. He's getting all the immigration over here. They're all left-wing, open society.
But he's a big capitalist, isn't he? So I don't see how he can be. You can identify as a communist. Yeah, exactly. So
there's another whole reason behind that as well.
Yeah.
That is what's going on. These people, is a left.
Well, I mean, it's Martin Rothblatt, like a communist, is, you know, like these people who are big, mega rich, like they've been entitled, they've had porn with a silver spoon in the mouth. Jennifer Pritzker is also another person who funds this. John Stryker. There is big money to be made from the medicalisation of puberty, a whole-scale industrial reimagining of society, and I do think that sometimes I think get bogged down into is it communism, is it capitalism, but at the end of the day, no, it's something different. I do think I think there's a weird confluence now of hybrid between capitalism and communism. Yeah, it's like corporate fascism. You know, it is removing free market, but still keeping us as like, well, turning us into data commodities, basically. And it's really difficult because sometimes when you say one thing, then it's a debate about left versus right. And really, we're all in it together. We're all in it together. We're all going to be totally de-invested of our rights to exist, our rights to have a family, to be lived unimpeded by the state, by these corporations. So, yeah, whatever it is, it's a mad new future that we're coming into. It's a brave new world, and this is why events like this are great, because we need to realise that we're all on the same page, even though we're very, very different. You've got communists here, you've got Muslims here, you've got like you know, every single ideology under the sun. People come here, and we're all united with the same beliefs that men are women and gender identity is harmful to society.
What about this one though? Just one for the last one. Normal men don't think they want to be women. Generally speaking, these ain't normal men. Right? They're men with mental health issues.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they're still men now, and I think this really plays into something. What's happening, one thing I think is getting left off the hook is pornography, the influence of pornography on all of this. Because it's not just about transgender, there's a lot of other paraphilias that are being normalised, things like adult babies, things that like no one really wants to see. And I know most men aren't getting into it, but I do think porn drives it. I think men are getting so desensitised with like normal porn. Start looking to it a bit more, and then before you know it, it's escalating. You know, and there's like, I don't know if you've ever looked into sissy porn and hypno-sissy porn. That is a dark alley to go down. But basically, there's this genre of porn that uses like hypnotherapy techniques to hypnotise men into thinking they're women. And if you start watching it, eventually you get reprogrammed. And yeah, like Google it. It sounds like mad. The problem with this debate is so much happens and it sounds crazy. And then when you say it, people think you're mad. But you're like, no, Google it. It's true. It's true. So you know, I think this is another element of it that we don't talk often enough about. Is pornography. It's destructive to society, to families, to men and to women. Women most at the centre, because you know we're the ones who are dehumanised. Well, we're dehumanised. It's disgusting. Like most porn, you watch that. Like you wouldn't treat a woman like that. No woman wants to have. No woman wants to do that. But we're just having it rammed down our throat. Children don't know any better. And it's a big driver for girls disidentifying as women because they see it as a porn category. They see how women are treated in puberty, and then they're terrified of growing up and having to have sex. And I can't blame them because look at the world around them. You know what I mean? Like there's some international war on women. You've got women in Iran standing up for their rights at the forefront of it. You've got women in New Zealand. Posey Parker went over there and was mobbed, nearly stampeded to death. Everywhere you look, it's the same thing, and I think it comes back to the same agenda at the top is to break down social cohesion, to break down the family unit, to break down reality. Well, could be able day, but I think they want to break down reality and take us into a transhumanist future.
Oh,
everything's up for grabs, everything's up for grabs. Yeah, man, massively. So, well, that's the thing, innit?
Well, we're just 6 months ahead.
The thing is, I'm called mad, and there's a fella over there, deaf like Daft Punk. He's got this massive thing over his face, and like we're described in society as the rebels, and you know, like the freaks and whatever. We're like, at the end of the day, we just believe things that everyone believed 5 years ago.
Is that your local?
That's some transfer activists who came to protest. There's only 2 of them, so. You know what I mean? So it's a total invasion brilliant.
Not if we can help it though.
Well, I think we'll get there, but like I don't know, like there was so much wrong with the world before this happened, and we were all fighting for different rights. And now we've got to fight with all this bullshit. And it's like
we can get some sort of unity, cohesion going on over the children, and the fact that it's not just an attack on women. If you look at, we know what the weapons are up to. We know what the bigger agenda is. Anti-human, fundamentally. CO2 that they want, the carbon that they want rid of is us. We know this. Right, so we need to sort of try and, I'm not going to say force some sort of thing, but I feel like there is a subtle undertone of anti-man.
Well, I mean, it's really difficult to have a men's right entitlement movement come and try and take all your rights away, and for you not to take it.
They're not men's rights.
They're delusional. No, but it's a man's right. If you look at all the rights that women are contesting, it's men's rights to access women's spaces.
It's delusional men. They're delusional.
Yeah, but they're still men though, aren't they? I know you don't like.
Fucking meant to heal.
Yeah, but it's a men's thing. If the crazy men have a right to enter women's spaces, this is the thing. Other men will benefit because eventually.
No normal guy's gonna do that.
No, but
We won't want to do that.
no.
We don't want to do that.
If you break down safeguarding, you break down women's single-sex spaces, then women won't have that space, and it does benefit men at the expense of women. So you really can't blame women for taking it to heart. Well, don't blame you. You're playing into it there by denying their manhood, no matter what you do.
There's a distinction. You have to make a distinction.
What's the distinction?
I'm autistic, I can see the doctor.
Yeah.
Not just men, mentally afflicted. They've got paraphilia, and they've got some sort of weird delusion. Normal men don't act like that. Normal men are the ones that are going to come from.
I know, unfortunately though, like women, we can't rely on normal men because we make laws because of the bad men come. The bad men are a threat to us, and women, we don't know who's good, who's bad, so we have to be a little bit cautionary, and it often feels like...
If he wears a dress, it's probably not right.
Well, I'm starting to feel that way now, like, you know. My rule is you can wear a dress just as long as it doesn't make your dick hard. That's it. Wear what you like, but if your dick's getting hard at the same time, I'm going to judge you, you dirty old man. That's it at the end of the day. It's quite simple, do you know what I mean? Like, back in the day, though, we had, like, David Bowie, we had Boy George, you know, like, we've got a long tradition in this country of gender fluidity, and I think that's... It's coming to the end point, isn't it? But nah, I feel like we're a bit like the Scooby-Doo gang, you know what I mean? Like they would have got away from it if it wasn't for those nasty turfs like, pulling the mask off. Because they weren't expecting this to kick off in England, and I think you've got a really interesting confluence of groups coming together in this country. And I think we might be in a good position to fight back against some of the worst excesses. And I do think we'll come together. I just think it's going to take a little bit of good faith and work for all of us, and a bit more. The more people see it, the more people see the systems that are coming down on them and the links between them, the more people will like work together and to fight. I think this is the way forward, and this is what we're going to break through. Because we haven't got mass media campaigns, we haven't got all the propaganda techniques. We've got the truth, got authenticity, and you can't buy that, you can't put a price on that, and that's what they know. So that's why they try so hard to shut down women's events, and these events in particular, because it's about normal women. Maybe some of them have never spoke before in their whole life, and they come here and they find the courage to stand up and say what they think about the world. Right, so what's your name again? Jim, Kate, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Kate. Big DJ.
You're going to be here every, do you come here every Sunday?
I used to. I ain't come for a long time, to be honest with you.
I'll be here most Sunday. I think we're going to come every week.
Is this going to be a regular thing now?
Yeah,
it used to be once
a month.
Right.
Next week will be a good one because Posey Parker's coming, and whenever she comes,
they come. Yeah, of course.
And she's one to speak with. She's just fabulous. Like she speaks so well.
You don't do too bad yourself, Kate.
Well,
you're good stuff, mate.
No, do you know what though? I've been doing this for years.
How long?
I run my own organisation, Make More Noise, and we just try to make as much noise as possible, basically. And it's through doing this that I've had to learn to speak because no one else is speaking.
You're a good orator, mate.
You know what I mean?
We're good.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
I've got to make moves though, so thank you for
no
your
worries,
time.
no worries. Nice to meet you. Have you got a card?
No. Do you want to take a photo of that?
you do any live streaming or anything?
Oh yeah, I do loads of that.
So you've got this dinosaur right here, the American flag. It's complete comedy of people going around. You get little windows.
Some people call me far right, some people call me libertarian. Depends who you talk to, really.
People call me a Nazi all the time.
Well, yeah, you know how it is.
Chase me and my girlfriend down the street calling us Nazis all the time. You know what they're like? The words don't really seem to mean anything these days.
That's it means fuck all.
No, people don't even have an education about what actually schools of thought are supposed to be about.
What did you say your PhD was?
Turfism.
Amazing.
Thing is, all
Have
the
you
women
what? Can I
here
read it
know so
somewhere?
much. Go and make more noise.
Oh yeah, is it
YouTube.
on there? Yeah.
I've got loads of interviews, loads of protests actually when they come down like here and stuff. Just TRAs being mentalists. And it's just trying to make more noise because we keep getting banned off social media, banned here, banned there. So, and doing live events is what's really brought it out, I think, because this is the real thing. Like, if you're getting taken off social media, you can still make a movement.
Yeah, this is how they used to do it back in the day, mate.
It's like Twitter come to life. I love it. You see everyone. Like, you got one thread over there, another thread over there, and people come up like dickhead, having a polite conversation. You before I saw a video of you going up to the Ukraine guys, and I'm like,
No, I've got history. I've been coming here years. It's a grass. You'll learn that when you come in. I've got a couple of agencies.
Oh, okay,
Agent Profiteers, he's one of them. Watch it.
I'm going to go and try and speak to this lady.
We think there might be some infiltrators.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah.
In the red mask.
Yeah. There's another one as well. I'll keep an eye out for that.
No worries, nice one.
Oh, there's a guy called Haiku who wants to talk on camera as well.
I want to see if there's a... Don't point the camera at them though, because I don't know.
Yeah, when they want. Well, she got up on stage. No, but I'm saying that says that she should be real.
Yeah, but it's an etiquette, George.
I know, I've done cameraman in enough. Good, you're doing well.
I need to lash so bad.
This kid. Go on then, Charlie.
That one who's doing the
How long is left on the thing? Yeah, it's alright. Thank you.
Jim's this.
Something. Hello. I just introduced myself to you once. But yeah, see, I'm a bit too forward, aren't I? Yeah. Yeah, so, and this is Jill, by the way. Yeah, Jill's a very awake Christian lady who's a long time at Speaker's Corner. So, you know, it's...
It's not right, is it?
See that weirdo. Fucking weirdos, eh?
John, anyone interested? looking, trying to get an interview with this woman who's on stage. She was talking about her kid doing transitions, about knowledge. Now the kid's saying, when I'm 16, I'm taking this, when I'm 18, I'm getting the operation, can't do anything about it, blah, blah, blah.
When you're 16, it's a decision. You know, the idea that you can do it at any time. You see, the thing is, you don't know whether, at the moment, whether this is sort of rebellion against the parent, or there's actually something there.
Yeah.
You know?
But the point is, even if there is something there, that something there is not normal. It's a mental abnormality and should be treated as such. And blah, blah, blah. We know that, John. Yeah. But that's the whole point there. It's not that something. It's normal. Oh, you want to be that? It don't matter if by the time you're 18 it persists, that mental delusion persists and you want to be a lesbian or a homosexual or even straight. You can't because your organs are wrong. All right. That's a whole can of worms. That's real trauma and mental distress. Oh, and I've got that. That's why 50 to 60% of the people that do that transition are lost to follow-up. They can't find them. They don't go back to say, oh, this is how my life's going. They call it lost to follow-up. And they argue that, oh, they're living happily ever after, the nice big fence and blah, blah, blah. They're not.
I heard a statistic, something like one transition is worth about $1.8 million.
That side of it. I think she can pass the money. I think it's that too.
Oh, you got.
Yeah, it's Angela.
Hang on. Can you write it? Because I'm actually live at the minute. I don't want to dox you. You know. If you just write it on there, it should come up. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay. What are you here for today?
Right. So basically, my name's Jim. It's my YouTube channel, and I'm like that sort of thing. That's what I get up to. So I basically go and them people that were chasing News Lockdown last week, I'm normally fighting against them at the drag queen story hours and all that sort of stuff.
Oh right, I see. Yeah.
And I've got an 11-year-old son. I'm autistic myself. I understand the issues. Like I understand the targeting that's going on with certain people.
I see.
So it's a pressing issue in my eyes, and I feel like if we can talk about it and get the knowledge out there. What I heard you say is absolutely dreadful. Like that scares the life out of me.
I told my story to Bayswater. Have you heard of them?
No.
Bayswater is like a parent group that's set up to support each other when they've got trans-identifying children.
Right.
And I told my story to them, and at the end of it, she said, "That's the worst story I've heard." I mean, I only did it in a nutshell there, but yeah, it's textbook actually.
I'll email you about getting a little interview thing going on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you. What's your name?
Angela.
Oh yeah. Thank you very much, Angela. I thoroughly appreciate it. You have a nice day. Yeah. Cheers. Hello. Howard.
Didn't you an interview?
She's got to go to the toilet, but she gave me her email.
That's the sort of interviews you want.
Yeah, that's the money right there.
Testimony like that.
That's the bruv. Where without your knowledge, are you mental? Are you fucking mental, mate? Bruv, I'd end up doing fucking porridge, mate. I'm telling you. What age was the kid? Like fucking 12, I think. Something like that. Absolute.
They're so suggestible at that age.
But they're looking to do it when in primary school. So imagine how successful they are then, what they believe then at that age.
Well, but anybody who's a
Fairies, Father Christmas, everything. So they can, that's it. Good night, Vienna.
I've got to lash so bad. Where's the chair? It's still there. Right. Can I have a mooch then? I'll go and get the chairs.
Supporting all that lot.
Don't agree. Women have very strong voice. When it comes to this country, they have a very strong voice. We need to use it, especially the older women.
Need more mums out, more parents with kids as well.
They're busy. They've got a life. They're busy.
Well done.
It's always nice seeing mums with kids at the Victoria protest. I think that's what should be there. Well, like I say, when it's Victoria that we get, it works more when it's mums and kids. Can't use that far like Nazis.
I used to teach, isn't it?
They're arresting the troons down there.
Okay, well, I'm autistic, and that means I can't.
Film it.
If I get to the assumption most sexual offenders are male, I want to test that. Would you like me to start again?
No, it's fine, we've got that. Right, you're wrong.
Okay, I have to test assumptions. I'm a scientist, so I test assumptions. So I went digging, and the dear old MOJ have a lovely Excel spreadsheet, and I used to do cost engineering, number crunching for the Air A380 Super Jumbo. So me in a spreadsheet, and I'm anybody's. So, what we can tell for 20 years, every single year, 99%, more than 99% of sexual offenders are male. And that takes no account of the fact that there are more females in the population than males.
51%.
ONS, 88% of those sexually offended against, yes, are female. That's the ONS, the UK ONS. That stat is supported by Eurostat, Canada Stat, and now from Australia Bureau for Statistics. So that is global. So, not only in the UK, well, a little word about dear Elizabeth. Sex segregation of prisons is the result of Elizabeth Fry, the first woman to give evidence to a House of Commons Select Committee. Yeah, John Howard came before her, and he was a great man, but the Jails Act of 1823, and so hurrah, we're in the 200th year of sex segregation as a legal concept. The evidence Elizabeth Fry gave to the Select Committee in 1817 is the same as we are saying now. So, not just England and Wales, but Canada since 2005, United States every single year since 2011. New Zealand and Australia have become topical lately. Since 2009 actually, 98%. Well, you get that variation. I don't think that's problematic. Australia for 10 years. Yeah? Is anybody seeing a pattern? Yeah? Canada, United States of America. And then of course we've got Ireland, Northern Ireland and the EU. Have I done enough backing up of my facts? I think I jolly well have. The other one that we need to know is that 80% every single year since 2016 when the counting was done, 80% of transgender offenders who don't have a GRC are transgender males, i.e. sometimes called trans women. Yeah? Those are the simple facts of the matter. Now I was given an MBE for freedom of speech, freedom of assembly and freedom of religion by the Foreign and Commonwealth Office, and guess what my citation was? For the human rights of, the first in history, for lesbian, gay, bisexual and transgender people. I have been supporting transgender people since 1979. Yeah, and the first programme. It might have been the repeat in 1980, but give or take. We're talking 40 years. And it was 5 years before I came out as a lesbian. Yeah? Yeah. And so I have transgender friends in Poland, Hungary, Ukraine. I went all over Ukraine in 2012. I took rainbow flags to Kharkiv and took them through the streets where they were welcomed. I took a rainbow flag to Donetsk. I could have got myself killed, but no, I had nothing but kindness from Ukrainian people. So, I've done all the stats. I am a Quaker, and we're told to test our truth. And Elizabeth Fry would have had no other. So I have dug into at least a decade of stats. I've now got the 5 Nordic countries, and I suspect they will say the same. And I happen to have the transgender sexual offenders, and I've done that number crunching too. The point isn't a sex-segregated space, whether it be in a prison, a hospital, a public changing room, a public toilet, especially a domestic violence refuge or a rape crisis centre. They are safe not only because you are keeping the male population out, they are safe because female adults do not sexually offend against female adults. In fact, of the 119 in 2021, there were 0 sexual offences against adults. There were, of either sex, there were 0 sexual offences against either boys or girls over 13. Yeah? All of the offences, all of them wrong, and the comparison with the male sexual offence, 13,000. Yeah? So 130 versus 13,000, everybody can do that math, that's 1 in 100. Yeah? And that statistic is absolutely consistent. But the reason all those spaces are safe is 1, you don't have the class of people who commit sexual offences, and 2, because the class of people who definitely don't commit offences definitely don't commit them against adult females. There are 6 cases, and they are all consent by deception, which isn't right, but it's not violence. It's not fearing you will die. And I, aged 18, at Greenham Common, I was viciously attacked, I was nearly killed, and I can actually say that I taught a man consent while he was raping me. In 1984. I'm autistic, you see, so my brain didn't freeze, it sped up. Sex, rape, consent. Sex, rape, consent. He doesn't have my consent, so it's rape. How do I say no when a judge says saying no means yes? And I figured it out. And so, and that whole action, which completely transformed my life, that took maybe 15 minutes. So he certainly remembered it, and he probably, like my GP said, never did it again, because he understood what he was doing while he was doing it. That it wasn't his sexual fantasy, that in fact it was rape. And you know what he did? He stopped and he burst into tears. That's why I know that this just isn't safe. And on my honour for LGBT people, I may not remain silent, even if it might be a little bit more convenient.
Well done. Well said.
Oh,
Good day. Thank you.
and these, I'm doing all these as postcards, so people will be able to send them to their MPs.
Thank you. Good luck to you, love.
Yes, thank you.
Correct.
Now, where did the bloody women go?
You'll be on
Correct.
there.
Oh, cool.
Thank you.
Hallelujah. Hallelujah.
Oh, no colour there.
I'm still running on
Colour there. Where are the women?
I haven't stopped it.
Yeah, I think we're running. Jim's just gone for a tea break. It's busy down there, look. Shall I take a walk down there, see what's happening?
Yes.
Oh. It's born for the view. Oh, no, Lauren still. Oh, that's different.
The leaders in Bangladesh this is what I was doing.
kicking off at the corner. This is what it's all about. Oi, 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 oi. Got to get in there. Feel free, feel free.
Why are you coming? Why are you coming from something? That is bias. 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 That is unfair bias. That is unfair bias.
Show to the camera. Did you know? Come to me first.
Yes. Okay, Siraj, listen.
Yeah, no, they start talking. They start. I listen to you. I listen to you when you say your words. Yeah, I listen to your words. I listen to your words.
There you go, speaker's corner for you.
Can I prove you? Please, can you show? Can you show?
That group is saying you started it, he's saying, and that group is saying, vice versa. All I'm saying
No problem.
all I'm saying is, let's just calm it down. He's going to walk over there, you stay here, and then it'll be calm, right? I just don't want any. Everyone can speak, not a problem. I don't want violence or aggravation.
No, I'm not doing physical.
So let's chill. Yeah?
I'm not doing physical. I'm just talking. All that's all I'm doing.
Well, if I've asked him to do the same, that's all.
Yeah, no physical. I can promise you, no physical. No physical. But you push
Looks like some good
What's the real left? What is the real left?
Yeah, well, yeah, probably. Blair rights and
I'll see you maybe next week. You here next week?
Yeah, I'll be here, mate.
Go and listen to the comic.
Which one? Go on, mate, feel free.
I'll go wrap a thing up when we are.
Nice one, Jimbo.
Where are you going now?
Okie dokie.
That's why you keep the camera running.
Yeah, that's right.
Have you seen the fella with the nose?
No. Oh, what, and he's dressed up in a costume? Yeah, I've seen him. Oh, Piers is speaking, look. I put Piers on there. What do you want?
Out for trouble, you filmmakers?
Anyway, I've been arrested for assembling a group of more than 2 and more than 6 and more than 15 and I don't know how many others, but struggle goes on. Now, will the police stay on our side or not? I don't think so, but right now we ought to make use of it. And importantly, next week the women are going to come back with a bigger event with some more international speakers and it will be at 1 o'clock.
Indeed we are.
So we'll have to be here at 1 o'clock. We brought some members here to defend them against the trans. We've got to do it next week. But please, Sunday, 1 o'clock. I know that's early for you guys, but look, 1 o'clock, Sunday. Now, the most important things I learned from that event over there was, and what Hoku said, that women speaking out in crucial moments, in revolutionary or major struggles, often is decisive. And in Britain, remember, in the miners' strike, it was when the women's, you know, the women's wives and miners' strikers, whatever they call themselves,
women against pit closures.
Women against pit closures. Right. When they started up, that had a tremendous impact around the country and generated even more support than they had. And the miners' strike was on the brink of winning. And without the women, it would have been defeated earlier.
Yes.
And again, I think in the movements, people notice that women are more active than men. They are. And maybe they'll carry on. But again, it's an example of the importance of women, which we men often underrate. And the points I wanted to get forward about, which arose partly from over there, and I'll repeat here, it's about what is happening in higher education. These modern universities are now awarding degrees in stupidity. That's what it is. They have taken away critical thinking in universities in order to impose fake science and fake social science, fake assessment. And the woman who's mentioned that certain data in social science has essentially been confiscated because it came out as the truth. And again, on climate issues, they cannot allow debate. Because if they allow debate and evidence-based science, it will defeat them completely. And a graph I want to show on that, we'll come back to higher education. Is this graph here? Carbon dioxide level. And they've been increasing continually. And the blue dots on there, and when they've had a big conference and introduced more measures to control man-made carbon dioxide. And you see, it's made no difference whatsoever. Their schemes to control CO2 are having no effect, and furthermore, just like all the COVID con, it is a complete lie in order to impose tyranny. So back in higher education, we've got to fight more and more for actual academic freedom and free speech. And there will be more struggles going on there. And I repeat, in Nazi Germany and in Stalinist Russia, they had to destroy free speech in order to impose fake science. The fake science of the, Aryan race, being the master race, and Russia, it was the theory of, they're all done on the health act.
Yeah, the first thing.
And in Russia, it was the Lysenko theory of inheritance.
There you go, that's what fucked all the agriculture, Lysenko.
Were there to justify tyrannical ideas and also
sound like my old mate John.
To control the population as well. And we are in the same situation now. The latest thing that's is that this is the warmest for 125,000 years. Now look, that is a complete lie. It's the warmest possibly for 70 years or 80 years. But it's already getting cooler since 2003. It was much warmer in the 30s. But
the warmest what? The warmest year?
Well, I don't know. It just said the headline was warmest. But, alright, you want to look at years or decades, we're now cooling, but 2003 was in real data probably the warmest since the 1930s. And the 1930s are warmer. And we know that from the data in America of days when it exceeded 100 degrees Fahrenheit. They've been changing data all the time, adjusting past data, as is shown on that graph there, but you can't see it behind the table. But they're making it colder in the past with new data and warmer in the present. So they're lying. But the recorded data of 100 degrees F being exceeded cannot be wiped away. So they're in a problem. But they're going to carry on lying and lying on the data. And certainly it was warmer in 1930s, right, in the world. And we know though, statistically, this has actually been the coldest last 700 years of the last 10,000. So it's much warmer in the medieval warm period. It was much warmer in many previous warm periods. In the last 10,000 years, there have been 1,000 sub-peaks in temperature. And I have a graph of those here. And here they are. Here is the modern warming. It's about there. The medieval warm period is here. The Roman warm period is there. The Minoan warm period is here. All these 10 other peaks are warmer than the recent peak. This interglacial period of 10,000 years since the last ice age is now in its cooling phase. In 2,000 years' time, the ice ages will be back, and the Russians will come because they won't have anywhere to live, and the Scots will come as well because Scotland will be ice covered. The last ice age was ice covered in Britain to about the M4. Below the M4, south of the M4, stayed as ground, which could be fun. Okay, so the man-made climate change lie is the core theory to justify carbon credits, all the data controls, all this zoning stuff, again to save the planet, but the real reason, as a number of people said, is to bring in monitoring and control and surveillance. And the 5G cameras are about that, or the 5G towers are about that as well. So, I won't go on much longer, but I want to say, the key thing I got from that event was the phrase, gender pretender agenda. Yes! We're against the gender pretender agenda. So we have to say, kill the gender pretender agenda. Stop. Break it. Break it. Break the gender pretender agenda. Break the gender pretender agenda. Break the gender pretender agenda. And long live execution. Okay. The way forward in the coming years, weeks and months, is going to be more and more building a united front. We now have, women on the move. I mean, they've represented the beginning. We've got a lot of working class sectors on the move, but they've been betrayed by the labour movement. They've been held back by this nonsense, and we're putting forward a united front, key principles, not just me, but with others, on key issues. I'm repeating this before, but we say it again, and we'll publish this soon. But it starts off with, well, it could start off with men are men, women are women. And straight away, the Labour and Tory and Lib Dems are just out of it. Roads are for driving. Well, interesting idea, isn't it? And walking. But roads are for moving, as opposed to putting plant boxes on them, or narrowing them in order to prevent all junctions functioning properly.
Beautiful nature and flowers.
Well, I do, but on flower beds, not on roads. Coming events I'm going to repeat. Next Sunday, 1 o'clock here, important. Be here in numbers. Then, after Easter, the first Saturday after Easter, the 15th of April, is the next big ULEZ demo, anti-ULEZ demo. It was going to be the 29th, but for various reasons, it's brought forward. So, Saturday, the 15th of April, massive anti-zoning rally in the south side of Trafalgar Square. We've got to stay there, be there, get contact to the traffic and have a little march somewhere. But it's going to be another big one. And around London, we've got now action on all the town halls. Now, anyone here who wants to take part, please get in touch with me. We've got to have action groups in every borough to go to every town hall to break them in their impositions of zoning. We've got fantastic things going on in Romford, Havering that is, and Ealing, and Colchester, that's outside London, and Plymouth. There's loads going on, but we've got to do it in every borough. And in London, 32 boroughs, people get in touch. anybody from other parts of the country, get in touch. There's another group there. We will build a group to fight all the zoning everywhere, and we will win. My current debt, so-called, to the ultimate emission zone charges is now £45,000.
Hey!
And I'm not going to pay a penny, and I'd rather go to prison than give any money to that corrupt thief, Sadiq Khan.
Hey! Go busy!
With that money, then we could have made more beautiful plants, more lovely.
Yeah, it's controlled opposition. I'll end with what we began.
Resist! Defy! Do not comply! Resist! Defy! Do not comply! Resist! Defy! Do not comply! I wanted to do that at the end of the ladies. I wanted to do that, but we started doing other stuff. Didn't we? Martin Basman's going to nick the thing.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Nice suit, Martin.
Thank you very much.
My name is Martin, and I don't necessarily agree with everything that has been expressed by the former speaker. But you know what? Historically, that's what makes Speaker's Corner the great institution it should be anyway. And that is, it should always be a platform for dialogue and debate, and it should always be done amicably. And you know, as far as I'm aware, as far as Piers' meeting is concerned, it always has been. I do actually want to say something, Piers, which I don't think you are aware of. This man was bullied on a TV program at breakfast time by Piers Morgan. And you might not be aware of it, but my friend, his name is Konstantin Kursin. He's a Russian Jew. He's starting to become a very well-known broadcaster. He's a friend of mine. And he interviewed Piers Morgan last week. I don't know if any of you here saw the interview. And Piers is not even listening to me. But he has backtracked on his opinions about the lockdowns and the vaccine rollouts. He's completely gone the other way. If there wasn't so much going on in the news, and if the media didn't have a certain narrative, that would be quite, you know, big news, I would have thought. Really big news. So, I don't know, were you aware of this? I was. Oh, you are aware of it, because I could send you I'm glad I could be of assistance. I can hear the jingles. I think that people should be extremely careful about the direction they go in and the identity they reveal, because I'm of the opinion that too many of us don't actually devote enough time to comprehensively thinking about who we are and why we have the opinions we do. We're very, very influenced by, you know, people who don't necessarily have good intentions. That's my opinion, anyway. I also want to make a reference to the women's movement over there. I liked it that Piers went over there to a bunch of women that would probably disagree with a lot of the content of what he was expressing. Yes. Oh, hang on a moment. Yes, about the vaccines, definitely. Most of them have been jabbed up to the eyeballs. And, you know, he's telling them about ULEZ. They're not interested in ULEZ. They're interested in women's rights. So you might have touched on it, but I like the way that you somehow discreetly exploited them and abused them. I like that, actually. I really. This is not a criticism. Hang on. Listen, excuse me. Before you heckle me, Piers, this is not a criticism. Allow me to emphasize, it's not a criticism. It's observation, Piers. It's an observation. But you know, where do I stand myself on those women with what they were saying? Because even though I wasn't here last week, I'm fully aware that they received considerable opposition to their opinions by apparently some transsexual people. Now I don't know where these transsexual people, what their positions is. I would have liked to have interviewed them. I have always been a pacifist. Anyone who knows me, I've been speaking here since the age of 16. I've never ever wanted anything other than us to unite. Whatever your religion, whatever your politics, I've always wanted to see a community of people that get on with each other. That is how you build together. But unfortunately, it would appear to me that human nature is very, very far removed from this kind of agenda. Unfortunately, we see it with all the wars that go in and conflicts going on in the world. We see it in relationships. We see it with those women over there, and even though I condone a lot of what they are saying, I still, however, feel that a lot of the content is divisive. It's like, we are women and men are men. It's as though, hang on a moment, yeah, of course it's true. But it's as though that all men are bad and all men are abusive, and that is so untrue. And what I did say to one or two of those women is that, you know, a lot of men can be vulnerable as well. And I look at some of the men in the audience, look what women have done to some of these men in the audience. You can see on their faces that women have hurt them. Look at these guys. So it's not only women that can experience suffering. And of course, if you're a man, you actually see it from a man's perspective. If you're a woman, you see it from a woman's perspective. But I would like to see better communication between the sexes. Of course, I'm totally aware there's arseholes, and if I was a woman, I would totally be hateful of a certain type of man, you know, who's really aggressive. We have now a situation on the tube train that you're not allowed to look at an attractive person. I think, what do you mean it's ridiculous? These are the unsavory men that look at women too long on the train. These people who say that it's ridiculous, right? Yeah, ladies and gentlemen. And he's got his hands in his pockets, thinking that he's on the train, fantasizing. He is on the train, looking at a woman. I don't know where this is. Right. Move on. I'm moving on. What I'm trying to say is that women also look at men. When I was younger, I'm still a good-looking guy now, but when I was, as you can see, when I was younger, I had a lot of curly hair. I was so beautiful. Sometimes I looked in the mirror and I said, I wished I was a woman who could go out with me. That's what I thought about myself. And I would never have been a critic of a woman that looked at me. In fact, I liked to feel that I was attractive. Because, of course, if it's somebody unattractive looking at you, then maybe it feels intimidating. But if it's somebody attractive, smiling, it's probably a little bit different, isn't it? What do you think? Am I on the wrong track here? Am I being met with opposition? I'm being met with silence. Silence. Yeah. I'm being heckled by this man. Heckled by this individual who doesn't want to listen to the other side. Me and the Mayor of London. What would have happened if he'd been the Mayor of London? Yes, sir. Revolution! Yes. Sorry, yeah.
You referred to Mr. Corbyn being assaulted by Piers Morgan on morning television.
Yeah, he was unfortunate. Look,
I haven't finished the question.
Oh, go on then. Yeah.
Dr. Hilary Jones was worse than Piers Morgan. Has he, to your knowledge, also backtracked?
Well, I don't know, because I'm not a regular looker of that program, because I don't like the individuals on it. Also, whatever you say about Piers Morgan, he is a very clever and manipulative, entertaining broadcaster. Whatever you say, I mean, I know he's got his fans. I know that he's got people who are against him. I'm aware of that. But you're probably right. I did listen to Dr. Hilary many, many times, and I wasn't impressed, and I felt that it was always very patronizing And now I think we have verification by Dr. Campbell that who goes on data, not on speculation, that the agenda, the narrative, the opinions, the philosophy of all these idiots like Dr. Hillary were totally incorrect. And that's not me saying it, this is data. And we should all worship Dr. Campbell, because Dr. Campbell has very courageously brought us this data. And what I can't understand is people that have had the jab, how they are not prepared to speak up. They certainly did about the opioids. Was it the Sackett's family? Go help me along here. Was it the Sackett? Yeah, they certainly spoke up then. If I could engineer anything, there would be mass opposition to having had this exploitation all those years ago, and I think that the government, you should demand from the government, the pharmaceuticals, to be really compensated regarding all your exploitation. That's my opinion. There you go. You don't have to agree. You agree. Look, if Piers is agreeing with me, I probably have said the wrong thing. Yeah, there was another question.
What's the topic?
I don't know if I've answered the question.
I know. I just wondered, have you been jabbed?
Oh, that's a ridiculous question. I'm going to tell you, I'm very, very lucky. So is my 89-year-old mum. She's very lucky. My 89-year-old mum is the only one in the care home, her care home, of 70 people, 60 people, who is healthy, who is mobile. She has not been jabbed. She refused to be jabbed, and me, a responsible member of the community, I wouldn't allow her to be jabbed. And now they're trying to do it again for the over 75s. They're trying it all again, because the whole agenda is to get rid of the old people. This is what's really going on. It's to depopulate. This is not an exaggeration. This is what is going on, ladies and gentlemen. And how do I know that? You only need to look at the statistics throughout the whole world. 20% of people, more people, are experiencing death at all ages, at all stages in life. You only hear about it when it's pop stars or members of your own family. But this is worldwide. People dying from heart attacks unexpectedly. They are corrupt. They are despicable individuals. And your job, your responsibility is to challenge it, keep an open mind, and call them out. Because, when you tell me that you can always confide in your governments and the pharmaceuticals and science, well, I'm telling you, there are some really evil people in the world. If you have a look, for example, at the Nazis, were they good people? Did they care? Did they have any compassion? I mean, they didn't, did they? And it's not only the Nazis, it's like certain groups of, nasty, bullying type of people in every quarter of society. All over the world, there are some really bad people who are so self-centered, so concerned only about themselves, that they would shit on anybody. And this is the world we're living in, unfortunately. Not everybody is nice like me. I'm a really nice guy.
No evidence of that.
By evidence. I am a nice guy. I
identified as a nice guy.
Listen, I really, really care. I'm a very caring, very delightful, beautiful, poetical.
Is there anybody here who supports that?
Individual.
So we have an opinion poll on this.
Hands up. Well, you can't. They don't know me. Some of them don't know me, but I'm really nice. I would be looking for a partner who has my.
Can we get a fact check and we'll call him out?
Would you consider a sex change?
No. Would I consider sex change? No. But I didn't really talk about it. I run a cabaret club. I have transsexuals at my club.
Can I speak?
What? Yes, in a minute. What I'm concerned about is when you say that these transsexuals are like such, you're trying to suggest that they are representative of all transsexuals. Those women are trying to say we are representative of all women. This is not the case. You know, they're not representative of most Eastern European women who have a different ideology. You don't get women so much like that in Poland or Slovakia or Czech Republic. You don't. They have a different idea about men. They really do. There you go. Now, Piers wants to talk because he feels that he's got something even more profound to say than me. Whether that's true or not, we need to get that verified. We need to see the evidence. We need to see it, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to make way. I'm going to make way.
Thank you, Martin.
Thank you, Martin. Borrow your step. Thank you very much.
Right to reply.
Well, it's not really a right to reply, just to add on. Yeah, wow, it's a bit high up, isn't it? Whoa. Well, yes.
That's stand right at the top. Yeah. That's
Right.
mental, mate.
No,
Right, that's enough. Next speaker,
that's
please.
all right. Yes.
You're mental. Get down.
I can cope with heights.
You're
And it's a note from
Yes, Martin's raised important points about the media. Very interesting that Piers Morgan has now done a U-turn, but he hasn't invited me on the programme to apologise. Why not? Because they learned that when they had me on the first time, it was a bad idea. And they've never had me on since. ITV, BBC, Sky News, none of them. I am completely blocked out, even though they're now doing U-turns coming over to my point of view. Because if our point of view was put out about the whole of the lockdown agenda, the whole of the World Economic Forum, there would be such uproar that the WEF would be defeated. So they won't have us. But I would urge you people, phone up the media and say to Piers Morgan or his aides, bring back Piers Corbyn. You've got to have him back. Write a reply. Well, okay. Say that when I stand as mayor. Bring back Piers Corbyn. No, you can say that. The British media have learned that giving us exposure means we gain. The Indian media, however, don't understand that. Now, you won't believe this, but they've had a whole half-hour programme on the mainstream in India attacking me for my involvement in supporting the Sikh resistance here. A half-hour programme. They denounced me as a vax denier, as a climate denier. All these things are true.
Right, yes.
And there's millions of people in India that will say this. My God, we like him. That's what they're going to say. And they also denounce me as a businessman. But most Indians are obsessed with being business people. So, I mean, what are they doing? Really, they've made a big mistake. It'd be nice to even be there to write a reply. You know. But anyway, that's what's happening. But the point about this is, of course, that the Punjab issue, the Sikh issue, is so important. The Indian government have launched an offensive, an attack of killing, of maiming in the Punjab because they want to hold down the Sikhs. They have bitten off more than they can chew. No one in the history of the world has ever defeated the Sikhs. So it could be that this is the decisive end of the Modi regime and the Indian superstate. If the Indian superstate is brought down, that will be the beginning of the end of the new world order. So please, support the Indians, the Indian independence movement for the Punjab. In fact, we should chant that. Free the Punjab! Free the Punjab! Free the Punjab! Now, and if you want it in their terms, victory to Khalistan! Victory to Khalistan! Victory to Khalistan! That being the word they use. Around the world, there are other very important struggles going on, and we in Britain are hopefully going to follow suit. We know what's happening in France, in Israel, in Germany, masses of strikes going on, in Holland. And in Germany, this is fantastic news, the Berliners, and they're not all jam cakes, by the way, they're not all donuts. The Berliners have voted by 80% to oppose the 2030 carbon-free agenda. The zero carbon agenda is now smashed in Berlin, which means it will be smashed in Germany. This is the beginning of the end of the CO2 lie around Europe and the world. Fantastic news.
You just said about we know what's going on and we're going to do something. Is it not true that the same thing that's going on with the Dutch farmers has already happened over here and in Ireland?
Not exactly, but you're right. He's asking about the Dutch farmers and Irish farmers. In Holland, the idea that farting from cows, nitrous oxide, etc., is a dangerous greenhouse gas, and therefore you've got to destroy farming. That's what they're doing, and there's massive revolt among all the farmers and the population against that. Is there any truth in it? No, it's not. The greenhouse theory is fake science, CO2, nitrous oxide, or anything. In Britain, they are eroding farms in a slower way. They haven't brought this argument forward, but they are destroying farmland as rewilding, and the farms have been slowly taken over as individual farms, and I know this from my weather business, and they're now in bigger groups. There's big farm management operations and so on. More top-down control, and we have to defend the small farmer, middle farmer, whatever, but defend these family farms against the tyranny of big industrial complexes. And on this issue, I would say the Labour Party has completely lost its way, and the Labour left as well, because they confuse big operations, big state spending with socialism. No, that's a nonsense. The big state spending is towards tyranny, towards Stalinism, towards fascism. And big farming is the same type of thing. We ought to support the small and medium farmers and small and medium businesses. And in the future, we've got to think of ways of destroying mega corporations, because those are the enemy of the people. In my opinion, all the mega corporations in the world should be disbanded and made into smaller units, and it be illegal for cartel agreements to happen in order to control prices. Because what is a mega corporation other than just a cartel, a collection of them all together? So I'm about to end, and I have a question here. Yes, citizen.
I heard that the EU have decided to stop their cut-off point in 2035 for manufacturing fuel cars. You heard about that?
No, I haven't. But there is a struggle going on in the auto industry where there's limitations being imposed on the manufacturers of producing petrol cars.
Yes.
And people are being forced to buy electric cars. Electric cars are for the stupid, for the brain dead, for the pretenders, the gender pretenders or whatever. They are so stupid and wasteful. They produce more CO2 per mile, and they cost a lot more, and they can't drive so far anyway. They are really, really stupid. In the end, electric vehicles will be destroyed, and we'll be back to petrol and diesel. And if you want to get things clean, the answer is more catalytic converters. The so-called pollution issue is being used by Sadiq Khan to control you. And the big issue in Britain will be the ULEZ fight and all the zoning fight. So please, join in, get something going in your borough, I repeat. Get in touch with me afterwards if you want more information.
Yeah, what about this? They're saying your brother's going to start a new party. Do you reckon he can? Do you reckon he's possible?
Well, I think he should stand as an independent in Islington North, which would require him to, he could just stand as independent or name a new party. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
Can he start one though? Can he start a party? Can he get all his old...
Well, he could start a party, but you see, if Jeremy and the Labour left start a new party, where's it going? What is it pointing at? Because the Labour left support the same agenda as Keir Starmer. they'll be just saying, we want to do the same, but we want those people in charge, and that's us. No, that is bollocks. The Labour left is doomed. Absolutely, completely, totally doomed. My brother, in his upstanding defence of workers' rights, stands alone, but he's also confused on the world agenda, completely confused. He should stand as an independent or an independent Labour, whatever he can name himself in Islington North, and he will win. That would be a massive blow to Starmer. To try and think bigger than that on an agenda they cannot have won't work. He should stand and build on his own base. And, you know, I've supported him longer than anyone in the world has supported him. But right now, I don't agree with his confused message on World Economic Forum. In fact, he supports their agenda, mostly, which is bollocks. We can say that now.
Isn't it hard to run as an independent though, because the system's designed for the mainstream parties,
yes,
as opposed to the individuals and the
The
smaller?
system is designed for mainstream parties, absolutely. And when I stand as mayor, I'm going to demand that the counts be done on paper, all the ballot be done on paper. Whether I've got the power to do that, I don't know. But the artificial intelligence manipulation of the actual votes after cast, I'm sure that exists. And we have to destroy that. We want democracy in this country. Have we ever had democracy in this country? Well, probably not in the way we need it. When you say take democracy back, does it mean take democracy back to the time when you have the rotten boroughs and the 10 people electing a member of parliament, whatever, you know. There's a lot of things wrong. We don't want to just go back, we want something new. We want accountable democracy, whereby if say 10% of the population in some area decide they want a new election because they don't trust the guy they elected or woman they elected, well, then do it. But we don't have those rights now. That's why these people get elected and say one thing and they lie for 4 years, and well, the rest is history. But yeah, there is discrimination against independent candidates, absolutely true. But my brother has a massive personal following. He's got a majority of 26,000, which is bigger than a lot of actual votes for members of parliament anyway. So he could do it. There's not many people who could do it.
Because I don't live close enough to him, and this is another way that we're sort of divided and conquered.
Well, you could go and help give out leaflets.
No, but I can't vote for him in this system.
You could move to Islington North.
Yeah, exactly. But that's
house
not
prices have gone up.
democracy,
You could squat in Islington North.
a few miles
Squat in
away,
Islington North
and I'm not
and
allowed to
register your vote. Now that'll come after the mainstream media. Piers Corbyn has said squat in Islington North to get extra votes for his bum. Look, he doesn't need people to squat there to get extra votes, right? Just get that clear. He's got them there, but he's got to stand firmly. And frankly, he should come round to our point of view, because otherwise, what is the Labour Party they're going to say? Well, Jeremy, you agree with us on this, this and this. Why don't you support our Labour candidate? Some lickspit or scum will be put up there against him, of course, you know. But they won't tell you he's lickspit or scum. I think I better end there, people. But look, thank you for listening. And I repeat those things. 15th of April, massive protest, Parliament Square, Trafalgar Square, and next week, 1 o'clock, over there, big numbers, please. Resist! Divide! Do not comply! Resist! Divide! Do not comply! Resist! Divide! Do not comply! Woo!
Bravo!
Have your ladder back? No.
Do you see that? He's trying to steal my ladder. Another court case for Piers Corbyn. He tried to nick my ladder, ladies and gentlemen. Don't let him get away with it.
That's exactly what it'd be like as mayor as well.
I'll take away the ladder. Anybody want to give more money? Where's the box? More money for Cheerio. More money for legal. And also, thank you. You don't have to pay for the legal.
He's looking at the sky.
He had a heart attack, didn't he? But then sometimes
Oh.
I'm actually still a member of it. And Keir Starmer is my Elvis. So maybe there might be a chance to upset that. That's the only reason that I'm they're all appointed. They're all, but it's like a state, like a Blairite kind of control system. They're all fucking bogus. He took them all to the World Economic Forum. That says everything. This is exactly what they want. This is the way they do it.
I can't stand him. I can't be faking it. Every single fucking surge. I love you to someday.
I think actually, I hope they don't. I mean, we can see that the Tories are shadows and...
Where am I sorry, Joe?
Most people can see that fascist thing.
No,
Star Wars will be worse. They've already mentally cleansed.
I can't deal with having a fucking city.
So they are absolutely they will just go over everything that he tells them to say. I mean, they are just worse than children. Because it will be like replacing incompetent fascists with competent ones. Exactly what's been happening in America. They replace Trump, incompetent fascists, with Biden, a very competent one.
You've been on about this all day.
It's pretty terrifying.
And then he was waiting. Listen, I fast. I intermittently fast. That's what I have to do. When I get too fat, I have to go and fucking hell, mate. When, do you know what it is? When I start noticing it on my face, I'm like, oh shit. Because I can't get away with just wearing a coat. And then now I start to like fat. No, when you sent me a picture the other day, and I thought he stuck his head on the fat dude's body. I thought, that's a wicked one, dude. Nice thing. Fuck off. It's like he put your head on top of a fucking potato man or something. So I'm not a sham.
Yeah, it's such a sham. And people are
easier than fucking. But I do what's it called as well. I do watch
You didn't say that earlier, you said you just
yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I'm still taking the other day.
Because this sort of stuff, people being completely alienated in the government, is happening everywhere in the world.
Listen, don't get me wrong, I know sugar free is like arbitrary.
You look at France, they hate man. In Scotland, in Wales,
It's comes down to determining you want to do something.
America,
if you know
everywhere.
They only last like this weird thing, yeah, because it does. It only lasts a certain amount of time. If you sidetrack yourself to that organisation, then you
exactly that.
for another hour.
World Health Organisation, UN. People like that, and then they
it ain't like we're going for Gallips,
let us help. Let's believe.
Oh, you had to tie us up here. You're up here all spouting all that
universal basic income will guarantee your health.
You wait until they've gone to see it all like that. That's a good thing.
Gender rights and your rights to have ID. They're now making that a human right to have ID, which is health. Digital ID is a human helmet. And this is what they're trying to control the media. They're brainwashing them. So next week, that's the bigger agenda. I think the smart seeing they're operating globally. They're keeping people focused.
There's two of them national
It's
even before
they're still through it.
Has all the Gavin's gone? Like Gavin's about?
I
make national, yeah, lovely very bad for the environment though. Yeah, man. Can't eat them. Use lots of water. And not only that, it's like the environment, like it is a thing. Like,
I'm reading this PDF, it's got all the information as well. And whether you want to admit it or not, nanoparticles, they're consuming it, they're inhalating them all day long. Titanium, all sorts of shit. As well as the radio frequency. All this petrol being burned, it is actually no good for you. You know what I mean?
Why do we survive? Why do a lot of us survive so long, even with cancer sometimes?
Look at the Bible. How long are you supposed to survive for? How long are you supposed to survive for?
In your 80s, 2 scores and 10.
No.
2 scores and 10. 3 scores and 10.
You're supposed to live to like 130, 150. You are. I don't know. Not for a long time. You got to think about it. These bastards have lied to you about every last little thing. It's really, you know. They're just liars. They lie about everything.
Listen, what I'm trying to say to you is we as humans come from the earth, isn't it? Right? When you talk about different. You see, I tell you what I'm talking about. You see, when you talk about rock formation, rock formation, you know, like metamorphic rock, you've got sedimentary, there's a rock, you've got the magma, right, which comes from the volcanoes, and then it goes hard. And what happens? Rocks, they knock against each other for millions and millions of years, and that's how you get soil. No, wait a minute. Soil is rocks that have been eaten.
Say it again.
Soil, you see there, right? It's rocks that have been eaten for millions of years.
No, it ain't. You're saying the dirt. You're saying the dirt's rocks.
That is soil. Yeah, soil comes from rocks.
No.
It's where soil comes from.
Rotten vegetation, kind of like feeling things out. No, what do you mean from rocks? What in creation? You're saying
you see the soil you see there?
No.
That's just over millions of years. Hold it up. And breaking up. That's how. If you give a toss about agricultural education.
I'm listening.
That's if it's about vegetation, you know, it's about photosynthesis, the blue algae and the green algae, right? That came, the sun's rays, right, it hits a different wavelength and it stimulates from the ocean for the algae to grow. And that's how the plants came from the rocks as well, right? Because in rocks you've got moisture, it's like sand. What is sand?
Any organisation normally is against
everything's broken down. There's a film him.
That's what it is.
Various groups like that.
Think about it.
Operate in criminal ways police unaccountable to the public. And think about it.
I ain't got no Rizla, you got Rizla.
Yes, and you get the wave from the ocean. You get the wave from the ocean.
Do you want something later? Do you want something later?
They go ashore and they crash. You get what I'm trying to say?
That was the last hurdle.
That's what I meant to ask you. I meant to ask you. No, you know what it is? He's giving it, Salam Aki, this, that and the other. And I'm thinking, bruv, how you got Hashem name for him, this, that and the other, and then you're going to start calling him Allah and Bismillah and all this and that. It's like, is that not considered witchcraft in your fucking religion? Nothing. You don't think so? No. Oh, you weren't even listening. Some sort of time.
And probably right, actually. I mean, you know, I fucking hope it does destroy it. And I say that as a labour party.
Well done.
Yeah, excellent. This sand form is just the sea washing it up onto the shore and attaching it to other remnants over millions of years. Pebble, yeah, and they turn into sand. That's what it is.
Yeah, I think I have heard that.
I'm sure you will. I've got friends who
think about it.
I'm sure he will stand.
Because some of it is still
old enough.
It's happening. That's what it is.
My hope
it makes sense of it.
Because we've got people in products
Remember, we've only been here for a fraction of the time from Earth being invented. So these things
ain't not organisms.
It's still like the old
support.
You know how I know this? I went into the library in Oxford, you know Oxford? And they had these people, going up
we probably would.
And there's people that specialise in that stuff. They had a big exhibition on, and they showed all the things like you know, the lantern metaphorical. What's the word for?
You're a fucking geologist, didn't you?
Yeah, exactly.
Do you watch Paul Cook?
No. I just went there, and what I'm trying to say that anything in life, you see things and then it hits you. Like, you know, red wine. You look at wine, all that. It's great, yeah? And grapes
I spoke to him. I've been there looking when I watched Gold Rush, and those shows and they said gold. And we had some very interesting speakers. Gold types.
Exactly.
That's just on the top of it.
You've got islands, right? You know, like back in the early days, people used to smell Chinese people. And then you heat it up and you separate all.
No, but all that caused that relates to my polio. Then in the old days, I think nowadays you can play that by its neurotoxin. You're inhaling a neurotoxin. And also that's how you get anthrax. They call it anthrax manic. It's always a toxic disorder. It's always something. They'll blame on a virus. Every single time it's something.
Which is completely. You know what? We are made up from that anyway, so that's why sometimes we survive with poisons in our bodies, because we are made up from bacteria. That's why we can survive from our bodies. We are bacteria. That's what I'm trying to say. We're made up from these different. What's this thing? You know, like different calcium, different things.
You said we're made in the dirt, and that's what it says in the Bible.
Yeah, but we're made from earth, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what it says.
Yeah. That's why our body is tough to do it, because we've been conditioned in our environment anyway. That's why people can eat things that kill them, things that we say is poison, and sometimes it makes them badly ill, but you still survive. You see what I'm trying to say? Yeah, well, you're laughing to, but you're...
No, I'm looking for a lighter, mate.
What, am I talking shit?
No!
Alright, Hazel.
See you later, mate. Take care. Who's got my lighter? See you later, coach.
See you later, coach. Right, coach. Don't forget the coach outside.
Sounds alright, mate.
He's Arsenal boy, isn't he?
Yeah, he loves Arsenal.
He's brilliant outside. He protested outside Ladbroke Road fire station once. And back to us.
Piers is illegitimate child, mate.
Huh? Say it again. Say it again. What's that again?
No, remember the lady fainted outside and thought she was on the back
Yeah. Fake news. We was fake news in everywhere that day. That was shared about mental. Cross the pond that way.
But that's perfect. I weren't in a couple of 15 minutes.
Alex Jones took it, didn't he?
Back's bust there, and then someone's just dropping outside the back. Literally, I was that's not it. But it turns out she's a local and she had history of seizures. That's what the mum's doing.
I'll take a picture, mate.
But people have died instantly. What's your background?
You religious? Not so. Will be by the time we finish watching that, mate.
Oh, really?
You?
I went to the hospital to visit someone the other day, the same hospital I was in.
Quizzy.
Went to the toilet.
You're welcome. What's your name? I'm just thinking of it.
No, not my... All ages inside.
I don't know, but there's loads of fucking questions. Yeah, not very often.
I remember in my old research it was down. Loads of what? Grasses? Well, yeah, some grasses.
Yeah, good. Can you hold it together or no?
I'll be a cameraman to shut my mouth. I won't say anything as soon as I say something.
Need some more
stuff. Especially with him, old Ginger.
I believe him. We've got others too.
No, he's just so smart when he goes. It's the first interaction I ever had at the corner. When the geezer I met here, he had rock control on uniform. And I was only coming about 2 or 3 months. I didn't know what the grass was. I was going my mouth. With him, defending the rock control. And it was joking. That big grass was like that. Ralph was stuck down. Yeah, all were like that. One geezer. No, they gang up. They gang up just to mug him off. That's the first time I experienced it. I know pretty quick handwork.
You hate him, don't you?
I wouldn't say hate him. I really dislike him. Great.
Oh, vehement disdain there.
He's too disingenuous and sneaky and fucking, you know what I mean?
He seemed like a nice guy, first of all.
Yeah, that's the way he comes across. That's the way they have to come across.
It might be, yeah.
And then he plays against him.
It might be, yeah. Yeah, plays like fascism.
I do remember he was sticking up for his tribe.
I'm sticking up for my tribe.
We got the Romans. Celts originally black.
I don't care what they are. I know what my Celts are.
You know, I was saying to some bloke the other day, do you remember Maggie Blackamore? Maggie Blackamore. You must remember Maggie Blackamore.
I don't know the name. Is it the black one with the ginger hair?
No, I remember Little Britain.
What
it is, you know that Maggie Blackamore was like that posh kind of, you know, like tea drinking, posh, no, that was a dietitian.
Was she not a big fat one?
No. Yeah, so she's posh lady, yeah.
Oh wait, yeah, then she's sick.
Yeah, so when he says, oh, lemon cake, yeah, the black woman over there made it. Maggie Black. So, about a month ago, you know, I was reading a couple of years ago about, you know, Indian people, you know, the Indian language and the Welsh. There's a connection between Indian and Welsh language. And I told the bloke in Brett upstairs about, I thought he was going to be sick. He started sort of like, and then he looked it up, and he thought, oh, bloody hell. He thought I was talking shit. But then he looked it up and it is, but he was sort of like, no. He's rubbish, he's saying to me. And he looked it up, he then went through. It was funny. So there is a connection between the language of Indian and yeah.
Oh, I never went to Indian I'll break my tribe. Whatever they've immigrated, he decided to have property. I think that's great. But it makes the tribe stronger. Why would you live on a nice continent like that?
Whatever way you look at it, humans are remarkable.
All the unpopular people have to move far away.
Whatever way you look at it, we're remarkable.
Let's go to the pub, George.
I'm working tomorrow. I've got to sit.
That's tomorrow. I'm talking about today now.
No. I don't drink now anyway. I don't drink.
Better off, mate.
Do you still feel me? Political not correct, the best media in town.
No, it is the top one, but we can't see you.
No, we'll go up there.
I don't smoke no more
When
than
it gets really nice, you know.
Don't smoke, you can't take sugar.
When it gets late.
Oh, what's come over here?
Yeah, I'll remind you.
doing nice.
That's better, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
How's your energy?
Good, very good. About 8, yeah, very good.
I got there, I was going up there painting.
You said you felt like. That's what you say, you said you feel like.
It sounds amazing though, the less weight on you, the lighter you're going to be.
Makes sense. You can feel them £9.
About £9. Yes. That's good. How many pounds are in a stone?
40
It is probably the
that's a healthy rate as well. No, because some people lose it too fast. That's a healthy start. That's a healthy rate.
Why do you lose it too fast. I
don't know. They probably start shitting blood or something.
I was peeing blood. But then I went and had a check and the doctor said there's nothing wrong.
I've always been interested.
So it didn't really hurt me. I wasn't really hurt when the blood came out. But sometimes people read what you tell him to know. Yeah. I didn't see it. Yeah. But they done all the bladder check, that finger in the arse, that. Yeah.
Check your prostate?
Yeah. You had it done already? You're too young.
I don't know. I think they get any excuse to have a go in it now. I don't want to go into their place.
I said to him, I feel like I'm in a porn movie. No.
That's a fucking weird.
He's got an old man's laugh, isn't he? He's young, he's about. I'm double his age. He's like an old geezer.
You ain't that
He was
old.
going to go down to Devon. Want to meet him? Yeah, this guy's want to meet him.
Yeah, about 7:30 gets started now.
Good, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 30 this time, isn't it? All the birds will be out soon. Give it
These chairs are a fucking good idea. You've been up here on a chair for years, mate.
8 quid for one.
8 quid. You've seen it, yeah.
But IC3 used to come with all these chairs, didn't it?
I know, but
yeah, but the sun comes out, I guess.
What's it called? B&M bargain.
Oh, that's what you got, B&M.
Probably. Yeah, I did see that actually. But this one's only inside.
What area? What one?
I was going to
Get a flash card with £10 a month, okay?
You might as well pack your shit up then.
Yeah, it's just closing now. The cafe just closed as well.
This one up here?
Yeah, it's just closed in seconds. That's what it says, cap.
The rip-off merchant?
Yeah.
Anyone else, guys? Anyone what?
How long does it take to edit what you did with Rachel?
Huh?
How long will it take to edit?
Again?
How long would it take to edit?
What, today? I'll probably get it till... Hello, buddy.
Hey, I'm supposed to be got crazy.
How you doing?
Okay, my plan to bring down Donald Trump, Boris Johnson, and Vladimir Putin ain't going anywhere fast.
Oh, mate. How autistic. Can I film you?
Okay, now?
Do you want to say some stuff to some people?
I'm not sure, frankly.
Have a think about it quickly.
What would I do?
I don't know, whatever's on your chest, whatever you feel like you need.
Did anyone watch the last time I did this?
I don't know, mate. We'll find out this time.
I've missed it all. If I get in trouble,
You'll be alright.
Oh yeah, right.
I've only got 40 seconds left on the thing.
You got what?
Hang on, I'm going to have to make some more space. I've done it. Delete that. You've got 4 minutes to make a name for yourself.
Oh jeez. Okay, fine.
Right, turn it off.
Are you gonna be doing anything, or is it just a monologue by me?
I think you've got a monologue in you, ain't you?
Is it ready?
I mean,
it's not. It's right in 2 minutes.
Right, yeah, go on.
Well, let's see. I hate Donald Trump and I hate Boris Johnson and don't like Vladimir Putin.
Right, Donald Trump and Boris Johnson don't really matter, do they? Who do you rate this current? Who do you rate?
Oh no, they're still causing problems. Yeah, their cult of personality are not gone.
No?
Well, no, but Donald Trump is still screwing up US politics because all the Republican politicians, most of the Republican base still follow him. Most of the Republican politicians won't stand up to him. It's like they're hoping against hope that someone will come along and get rid of it.
Has he not just been indicted?
Yeah, but that's still not getting rid of the popular support he's got. He seems to be stuck at like the quarter staff of the country and 69% of the GSP base.
That's a big problem.
Not real men, because real men don't go in. She dominates all the media coverage. Between him and Biden, I practically never see Kamala Harris. Not especially, but clearly, normally being vice president, you can get some coverage. It's just
So what, do you think they're better than Trump? You think the country they've chosen, America is in a better situation now after
Sort of. The problem is that, as far as I can tell, Donald Trump is such an empty narcissist and literally doesn't believe.
We're not talking about the man, we're talking about the country.
He doesn't, well, Biden, corporate.
Posey, she got Mendes.
Right? So, was all this going on Trump? Do you think this is something that...
So you're going to put it out on the network when Posey comes, as many men there as possible?
Biden is a centrist corporate Democrat, so he's normally corrupted by campaign finance and money in politics. But Biden actually bothered I don't know what it is, but he believes something and he wants the other.
What do you think he believes in?
I'm not really sure, frankly. I'm not sure what it is, but yeah, that's the difference. Trump. Well, culture went out of control because of Trump. Because he conned all the liberals into believing he was their anti-Semite, into believing he was a massive racist Nazi. And then, because of that, the liberals catastrophically overblamed racism by white people as to the reason why Donald Trump was popular. And then they tried, then the culture war went out of control.
Why have you got hard on for Trump? What is it?
What, hate?
Yeah.
I understand what a beauty is. I swear. I understand what a beauty is, and the darker is meant to be and magnetic personality. So you can target the only thing that matters is the perception of the entire population. He's intuitive. He is monumentally stupid.
I own them all.
But he went like,
what are they going to do?
no, he's basically spent 50 years getting good at conning people into paying attention to him and causing half your experience, right? In order to be massive empty narcissist. So, yeah, legit, he's an intuitive genius at that part, but he literally doesn't believe in anything done on the government. So he's the only demagogue in human history. And that's what we friends here got wrong. Because he can't believe that he would do all this and there's no actual ideology or desire to govern.
Just the same as why does he walk
no, because you can't justify I would argue a super corrupt.
Have you noticed
more and less corrupt than
for the last couple of years?
You can give him whatever preferences you want, he'll stiff you anything. He'll change his mind. Or he'll do what you want, and then the next day he'll do what someone else wants, and completely tell people that. Because like, take the Russians, they love comment, I think. Or people loved it when Donald stands next to it in Helsinki tells the world to take Putin's word over that.
A whole new bag of
But they didn't want him to bomb Syria. They also wanted him to actually remove sanctions against Russia and pro-Russian.
Sending things on 180 degrees. You know, things can be normal to abnormal. And people
didn't do that either, and didn't make sure that the US has been neutral or on Russia's side in the Ukrainian.
I've got to say,
so all in all, he's pretty much betrayed the Russians as well as the United States and Ukraine.
They're not got to be afraid of
trying to betrayed everyone.
or punching them out.
Never resulted in not having any
They've got to truly believe what I'm saying and not be afraid of these bullies. I believe in time to get the guy down.
Was it 23 years?
Something else will come.
I think the hubris syndrome and the oxygen bias and too much power for too long have got him dead, and he's corroded his common sense and best judgment. It's making it worse and worse. I mean, he managed to pull a Bush and Blair.
They're in their own group.
That war was a good idea for him and his country in the world. Because Bush and Blair kept up with us.
Really?
But of course they didn't have as much power as we did, and they weren't power as much. So, power is there. So putting catastrophic confidence that the Ukrainian war was a good idea first, and then work backwards.
Scotland, Wales, Australia, America, Canada.
Well, he kind of catastrophically, irrationally, common sense felt it was a good idea, and then worked back on the reason why it was a good idea.
Well, we are. We've got people homosexual, gay, trans.
I think you can imagine that
human beings can be
They are something NATO encroachment. Something.
NATO encroachment.
I might just go and have a coffee. I don't know about that bit. I'm just worried that. You know certain stuff like Putin catastrophically. You sure how much is left?
Not that much, none, mate. We'll see how it goes.
I would say get on with it. It's not the ones who are talking, I'm afraid.
I don't think they do like you. Alright, but thanks for that anyway. Right, everyone, turning the stream off. Yeah, we had a turf stream today, mate. So thanks for watching the turf stream. So